Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I'm Corey Rose, anchor at 9 News and proud mama who enjoys taking my kids mountain biking at Winter Park. I love preparing you for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Whether it's tackling safety in our kids' schools or covering breaking news, from Aurora to Lakewood and everywhere in between, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Colorado's #1 streaming newscast. Make the move to 9 News Mornings. Live starting at 4:30 anywhere you watch.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd to the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Sloane Street is a luxury designer jewelry brand founded by mother and daughter duo Francis and Charlotte Gadbois.
Influenced by their European heritage and English roots, the Sloane Street collection embodies the timeless elegance of the modern woman. I'm Michelle Williams.
And I'm Bruce Williams, inviting you to come meet Francis and Charlotte at their exclusive Sloane Street Spring Trunk Show event, Friday and Saturday, May 1st and 2nd, at Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North.
From dazzling, rare colored gemstone rings to vintage rose-cut diamond bands to stackable bands for every mood, Sloane Street's collection of rings, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings are both timeless and right now.
Williams Jewelers is proud to partner with these 2 remarkable women to give back to children impacted by pediatric cancer, supporting cancer research with the Morgan Adams Foundation.
The Sloane Street Trunk Show, Friday and Saturday, May 1st and 2nd, exclusively at Williams Jewelers.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is offside. OFFSIDE. Text offside to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's offside to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Tuesday, April 28th, and it is not a day for a funeral. The Nuggets season is alive and well, question mark. What up, Bill?
Woo! What's going on, ZB? They are alive. I don't know if they're well just yet.
I don't know
but
either.
They're breathing. They're breathing. They're coming back from the dead. So this is great. This is great for all of us. We get to react to it. We get to have fun. The Nuggets found a way to win.
Thank goodness, dude.
Man, for real. You went to the game
Yep.
and you had all black. You had a black tuxedo on. You had some
not.
flowers.
I did not.
Like, ZB, what are you doing?
No, it was. I was prepared for anything, but I was pretty confident.
Yeah, you made your prediction and you felt like, hey, they're gonna win. Last night you said they're gonna win.
Yep, and I went so far to say I think they're gonna win the series.
Yeah,
going into yesterday's game.
Winning in 7.
I believe they're gonna win it in 7. If they don't, I mean, we can talk about it. But now is not the time.
It's not the time.
Maybe a little bit later in today's show or maybe tomorrow. But now is not the time because their season is alive, and from an odds standpoint, this team is now favored to win this series. And
Just like that.
Just like that, man. And you know what? Sports can be fickle, if not funny, at times. Not saying this is a funny situation. It's clearly not. But here we go. Nuggets survive. They hang on. And there's a couple of heroes of the game. And I think that it's only right to talk about Spencer Jones.
Let's do it. Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones.
Are you kidding?
Mr. Jones. Man, come on. The two-way player, the rookie, that nobody thought about at the beginning of all this is the hero of last night, finding his rhythm, finding his way around in the playoffs. And guys, we know that this man has been very consistent throughout the season. And now you're seeing it real time in these playoff games, and what a performance by him, man.
Dude, you don't win without him. It's like you simply don't win without that guy. And look, he was such a savior at points during the season when Denver was banged up, and he got an opportunity that even he didn't see coming. I mean, this is a guy who is basically like has his own like lore or tall tale in Nuggets lore for his LinkedIn page. Like this is a guy who did not plan on being an NBA player.
He was going to be a doctor.
This is a guy who's going to be a doctor. This is a Stanford graduate. This is someone who is like as recent as I haven't checked it, but I don't know, a month ago, still posting on his LinkedIn page. And obviously he got converted to a full-time contract, and it's just a great story. But for that guy to get the starting nod last night and go for 20 points off the bench and do what he did from 3 and provide the spark, and this guy's throwing down dunks, fouling, playing defense.
Aggressive, man. Just everything that we needed and more coming from Mr. Spencer Jones off the bench. Well, and he wasn't off the bench this time. He was a starter because of AG.
Yep.
Like, this is what you're looking for. It's a great story, but also he's truly helping this team out. And now for me, I have more confidence in the Nuggets because of somebody like Spencer Jones.
Sure.
Because of someone like Titus. Like these guys coming along saying that we can add these minutes. We can come in here and play meaningful minutes and help Jokic out, help Jamal out, bring that spark. That's what the Nuggets have been missing.
Well, the spark was bought by Spencer Jones. There's no question about it. And, you know, it's funny how crowds and like Rockies, like Rocky 4 against Ivan Drago is like the best example, even though it's like created. And me too. It's my favorite Rocky movie.
The build up.
And the crowd flipping and ended up finding this soft spot in their heart for Rocky Balboa. And, you know, despite being in the lion's den.
And you got Drago saying he's not human, just kind of like you say to me.
Yeah, that's right. I say that during breaks. I'm like, I just don't know how Phil does it. He's not human. And so
hard work, dedication.
But Spencer Jones has such a tender place in the heart of Nuggets fans because they know his story. And so for the tryhards like Spencer Jones, who was never part of the plan, was never a 5-star prospect, was never some blue chip NBA draft pick. This was a guy who basically was looped into this organization because of Calvin Booth.
You know what he reminds me of? Jaquan McMillan. He's
I like
Jaquan McMillan for the Denver Nuggets.
I like that.
Right? He's making big-time plays, and at some point, you're going to have to pay this man if he can continue to keep this up during the playoffs. Now, that's something that you have to do, and as long as AG is out, he's going to continue to have these opportunities. And even with AG being in there, you have a guy coming off the bench as depth so that AG can stay healthier maybe in round 2 and 3 if they can get there. So Spencer Jones, man, it's just he's a good dude. And when you have a guy that went to Stanford and was going to be a doctor and finds out that he's going to be able to still play in the league and yet he's still probably doing stuff on the side, that's insane.
It's awesome, man.
It's insane.
It's the best. It's the best. And it's a blue-collar story.
Yes.
There's no question about it. And then, in addition to him, Cam Johnson. The much maligned Cam Johnson. I thought, in a lot of ways, from a production standpoint and just a spirit standpoint, a confidence standpoint, I thought in a lot of ways Cam Johnson actually set the tone last night and landed the first punch. And Cam Johnson is a thinker. And a lot of times that's a great thing. He's such a smart basketball player. You're talking about a guy who's like always like where he's supposed to be, like whether you're talking about like making extra passes or a team, rotational defender. He's just very smart, but like he oftentimes can get in his own head,
overthink things,
and he hesitates. And I saw a guy last night that was like, you want to know what? If we're going down with me punching. I'm not going to be looking at these strikes as they go by me. I'm swinging the bat, and I thought with his start, Jokic being Jokic, and Spencer Jones being that version of himself, really just a really big and hopefully momentous step in the right direction.
When I look at someone like Cam Johnson and even Spencer Jones, yes, it's the points, and you need the points in order to win, right? The team with the most points at the end of the game, they win. But the mentality defensively this game, that's what you got from Cam Johnson, right? 3 steals. Spencer Jones, another one where he had 3 steals, right? So you're doing more on the defensive side of the court. You're being more aggressive, which you need, and then you're helping Jokic out when it's like, hey, I need to take my shots. I need to do some rebounding for the second chance opportunities, and that's exactly what Cam Johnson did last night, and Spencer Jones as well. So if these guys can get into a rhythm, and you always say this all the time, basketball is all about rhythm. So if the guys like Cam Johnson, Spencer Jones, and let's just say CB can really start turning it on,
sure,
it's only going to help Jokic and Jamal out. It's going to take pressure off those two, Jokic and Jamal, and this is where you have a situation where the Nuggets will win in 7.
Well, I thought Cam Johnson had a moment last night. It was a Nuggets moment for him to build on, and it wasn't just about making shots, although that is the hallmark of his game. All right, going for 18 points, that's a series high is significant, but it's the 5 assists.
Yeah.
He had 2, 4, 5, 6 assists in the first 4 games of the series and has 5 assists last night in Game 5. He had, you know how many rebounds he had in Game 1? Talking about Cam Johnson here.
I'm going to guess. I'm going to say 1.
0. 1 rebound in Game 2, 2 rebounds in Game 3, 2 rebounds in Game 4. That means the 6 rebounds, which has been an issue, that Cam Johnson pulled down last night was more than the first 4 games combined. So guys stepping up, Jokic sort of returning to form. I mean, it was a sight for sore eyes. This has been really unusual. We've never seen anything like this, this series for Nikola Jokic in his entire career. And last night, Gobert played last night.
He did.
Gobert played.
He was there.
Okay. And for Jokic to put on the type of performance that he did with the efficiency that has been lacking was, again, just a momentous step in the right direction. Does it guarantee you Game 6 or Game 7 for that matter? No, it doesn't. But it keeps your season alive. We talk about must-wins, right? Like, that's a literal must-win, not the spirit of a must-win. They lost last night. We're coming in here, and it's a eulogy.
Oh, man. If we're coming in here and we're mad and we're telling everybody, that was me yesterday, and I'm still might be like that, but blow the team up, blow the coach up, everybody. But now it's like, hey, if this team can play like this, the same version that they played last night, they'll beat the Wolves, and they do have a chance because before all this, before we started the playoffs, before we started the season, ZB, we were talking about championship or bust this year.
Correct.
And so that's the expectation, and I think that's why the fan base is so
tight.
Angry, tight, mad at times. It's because we're expecting a championship. We're expecting greatness from Jokic, and hopefully we see that from here on out. And you know what? If all it took is for somebody to steal Jokic's dirty draws for him to wake up, I would have had him steal his draws earlier.
Man, how about that? What a bounce-back game.
Bounce back.
27 points, 12 rebounds, 16 assists. When Jokic was on the floor last night, the Nuggets won by 18 points. A welcomed change and departure, really, from what we had seen for the first 3 games. Now, 4 games. I want to shift gears here a little bit because I want to have the Payton Watson conversation, which is really picking up steam within the Nuggets fan base, and we'll continue that conversation coming up next.
Denver, a playoff city where the stakes are higher and the moments are bigger. As the Avalanche hit the ice and the Nuggets hit the court. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is your home for complete playoff coverage. Every game, every series, every critical call. Broken down by the voices you trust. We don't just follow the playoffs. We live them, so you never miss a thing. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here. On behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to the fellas out there. If you've been wandering around the house lately, wondering why you're tired, foggy, unmotivated, all right, somehow gaining weight even though you work on your diet, guys, you might be dealing with low testosterone. A lot of guys just blame it on getting older, but let's be honest, you shouldn't feel like you need a nap after tying your shoes. If your workouts feel more like warm-ups, your sleep is trash, your sex drive is gone missing, all right, it's in witness protection program, yeah, might be time to get checked out. Guys, at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they use advanced medical strategies, TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more to help you get your energy back, improve sleep, boost your workouts, shed pounds. All right, your appointment is just $99. That includes a medical consult plus a T and PSA test. And if you start testosterone treatment that day, your visit is free. All right, so do what tens of thousands of men have done. Go take the low T quiz, all right, at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Usually when something sounds way too good to be true, it is. Imagine someone says you can cut your mobile bill in half. Sounds like a fantasy, but with Xfinity Mobile, it's the real deal because when you have Xfinity Internet, you can cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. That's a lot of streaming, sharing, scrolling, and whatever else you can do with your phone. All for half price and none of the commitment. That means you'll save big over Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Now all you have to do is think about how you'll spend all that extra money. Call 1-800-XFINITY, go to XfinityMobile.com, or visit a local Xfinity store to switch today. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Savings compared to one line of Xfinity Mobile selected to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
The biggest savings of the year from the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro, Groove Toyota. Limited time during the Over and Above sales events. Over 300 Toyota Tacomas. Only $329 a month lease. Visit GrooveToyota.com. Find your groove with 329 Tacomas at GrooveToyota.com. Start here. Go anywhere.
Closed end lease for 36 months with $35.99 to its signing. 0 security deposit on approved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details. Offer expires 5/4/26.
Over his Hall of Fame career, Terrell Davis racked up impressive numbers. 65 touchdowns, 2 championships, almost 8,000 rushing.
That's why I bank at Colorado Credit Union.
That's a weird segue.
Colorado Credit Union treats me like a person, not a number.
With personal service, great rates, and smart financial advice.
And those are just 3 great perks.
We can stop with the numbers now.
You don't have to be a legend to bank like one at Colorado Credit Union. Visit ccu.org. Terms and restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Cecil Lammy here from my friends at SodaDietNutrition.com. Now, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds because of soda, and I'm never going back. I've never gained the weight back. I never will, because SodaDietNutrition.com, they taught me how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. It's simply magnificent. I want you to call them up, 866-800-SODA, where you can join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Soda weight loss is now SodaDietNutrition.com, and you got to have these guys on your side, because the weight loss journey, it can be tough. There can be struggles. Having a real nutritionist there available via text to help you out with any sort of questions, concerns, sometimes it's just straight up encouragement. It's SodaDietNutrition.com, and there's no mystery pills, mystery injections, any mystery chemicals you're putting in your body. You're doing it the right way. Learn how. Join the program. SodaDietNutrition.com, 866-800-SODA, because SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we're going to continue to meet the Broncos draft. We'll do that here in just a couple minutes. But before we do that, I just want to revisit the Peyton Watson conversation, because I think there's a couple things going on. But the one thing that is definitely happening, the conversation is picking up speed.
Yeah, I'm starting to hear it a lot more. I'm starting to hear it from fans, and it seems like a lot of fans out there when it comes to Peyton Watson, as of right now, some of them may not be as happy as, I don't know, they should, or they want to be, because P. Watt's not out there.
Right, and I get all right. There's a handful of layers to this. There's a handful of layers.
Where do you want to start?
One, let's go back to what I said before the series started.
Yeah.
Okay. So I spoke with someone on the phone about Peyton Watson's status heading into game one. Because if you remember, there was a lot of momentum that, like, you could see Peyton Watson in game number one.
It was Peyton Watson and Spencer Jones.
Correct. And Spencer was able to play, and P. Watt wasn't. But if you go back, there was real momentum moving that, man, it's like a coin flip. You could see Peyton Watson in game number one. And I had a conversation with someone before the series started, and I came on here and felt comfortable enough to say, you're not going to see him in game one, and I don't think you should expect to see him in game two.
Yep.
Then game one happens, and I have a thorough conversation with someone inside the organization, okay? And what that person told me, which I'm going to keep the exact stuff private, but what I felt comfortable in sharing was, I said I'm not reporting it, but I'm personally not expecting to see Peyton Watson at any point in the first round.
And that was your feeling, right?
Correct.
And you've been one, right, Z, you're going to the games early. You're seeing these guys warm up. You're seeing them 2 hours before the game tips off.
Yeah.
And, you watched P. Watt, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you watch P. Watt, you come back, you tell us that he doesn't look ready to go. He's tight, and he's not ready.
No, and not to, this is in no way, shape, or form a shot at Jake Shapiro, but I remember Jake, before the series started, going on shows and saying, hey, P. Watt's going through his routine. Yeah. Like, he's getting close. And I'm talking to someone else, and it's like, might not be that close. Now, I went on to say that I wasn't expecting to see him at all in the postseason.
And that was big. I'm like, whoa.
That was me. That's just me speaking for myself, putting together some certain clues.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to share this, because I heard a snippet. I dropped my daughter off at preschool this morning, and I was on the way home listening to our morning show, and the fellows were talking about it. And they suggested that at a certain point in time, could the organization clear him and put some pressure on him to play? And it was suggested, or just asked, like, delicately, kind of like,
which happens.
Yes, it happened with Jamal Murray.
It did.
Right? And they felt like he was medically cleared in every sense, so they cleared him, and then now you're waiting on him. And what that does is it just applies some pressure.
Yeah, it forces their hand. It forces a player hand, and like, look, you can go out there and play. If you don't do it, it's on you, and now everybody is mad at you.
Right.
Teammates, fans, they're mad at you.
And so I heard that speculated. One, there's a couple things there. I don't think that's going to happen here. I don't think that is this new regime's style. Could it have been the old regime style? Mm-hmm. But not this one. That's a guess. It's actually a hypothesis, an educated guess.
Keep everything in-house, quiet.
Yes, and just knowing the personalities and principles involved. And I think it was Stoke who said, well, could that already have happened in a certain way with Zach's report? Could someone have floated that to Zach, and then he would share that on the air and maybe apply some pressure to Payton Watson? And there is a scenario in maybe other markets or something where that could happen.
And you are a big dog. Hey, you know, is he be here?
Listen, stop. Here's what I'll tell you, and I've said this before, but it bears repeating in this moment. I have not and will never get a piece of information from public relations and share it on the air as a source.
Yeah, you never have done that.
That's not a source. Part of public relations' job is to have a relationship with media. So what I'm not going to do is go talk to the PR department and then turn around and like, hey, I have birdies and this is what they're saying. It's like, no. So when I'm sharing something, the way that I shared it 10 days ago about Payton Watson, and by the way, how we doing? Guy hasn't checked into a game yet, right? So like what I shared 10 days ago,
no,
it's tracking.
It's spot on right now.
It's tracking.
Right for once.
So I would never come on here and quote PR. So I just want to say that. And by the way, that's not how those guys operate either. They would not try to use me, and I know when I'm getting used anyway. And so, but they would not try to use me to put out some message that like, hey, we're getting frustrated with Payton Watson. That's not what happens. That's not what's happening.
You're putting pieces together. You're going to the games. You're watching Payton Watson. You're speculating certain things, and you're bringing it here, and we're talking about it.
Yes.
That is it.
So going back to what I said 10 days ago, I said, hey, I know everyone's hopeful for game one. I don't think you're going to see him in game one. Don't expect him to see him in game two. And then the next day, I came on the air and said, I don't think you should expect to see him for the rest of the first round. And I personally am not expecting to see him for the remainder of the postseason. Okay? That's me. Okay? That's not a report. I'm not an insider. But I do have a lot of relationships down there. And this is my 10th Nuggets season, Phil. And I don't go to every single game the way I used to before I had these kids. But I'm still down there a lot.
All the time.
I'm still down there a lot.
Especially during playoffs, like not even just during playoffs, like the regular season. So
yes.
You're always there.
So, but here's what I want to also say. No one that I have heard that I trust, and I have not, came on here and said that Payton Watson's healthy. I don't know. Like, he knows that.
He's the only one that knows it.
Yes. So I don't know his like the level of which the re-aggravation was, but here's what we know. Payton Watson popped his hamstring. He had a setback during the process. He came back to play, had another setback, and he's sitting on a $100 million contract potentially.
And when you say setback, it's not tightness, guys. All right, that's in football, basketball, hockey. When you have a setback, that means something happened in the sense of tweaking it again, maybe re-pulling it. Not as bad as the first time, but you tweak that hamstring.
Yes.
And so when you have a setback, all right, you tweak it, you have to restart the process. And then when you get back, which after he retweaked it or had the setback, P. Watt got back, he got going and had another setback. My guessing is retweaked it again. So that's 3 times.
Yes.
3 times with the same hamstring.
And it's soft tissue stuff. You'd rather break a bone, guys.
Yes.
You'd rather break a bone than deal with the soft tissue stuff. So here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything grand or even new. But I'm seeing frustration from the fan base. Like, no one's winning here because the fans are getting frustrated. There could be people inside the organization that
are a little frustrated.
And I shared this. I shared this 10 days ago or 9 days ago, so I'll just share it again because I already said it. That there is a thought inside the organization that the people in P. Watt's ear, a.k.a. Clutch Sports, a new client. Now, don't forget, P. Watt for years shared the same agent as who? Jokic.
Look, I've been listening. I've been learning.
And then he flipped to Clutch Sports. And so there is a thought that was communicated to me a week and a half ago that the people in his ear are basically telling him, like, hey, don't push it here. Don't push it.
It's already 3 hamstring pulls.
Yes.
Okay, you're getting ready to get paid Over $100 million.
And here's the thought, Phil. Here's the thought from their camp.
Yeah.
Okay. If you come back and produce in the playoffs, you could maybe put 10 to 15% more cheese on your Whopper. But if you come back and pull it, you could be looking at a 30 to 40% decrease. And you're weighing risk reward. And guess what? I'm not walking in that man's shoes.
But tell me this, Z, put yourself in the man's shoes. What would you do? And the listeners out there, what would you do if you've already been banged up and hurt with a soft tissue injury and there's 3 pulls and you know what? You got over $100 million sitting on the table for you. But if you go out there.
It's your first big boy contract.
It's your first big boy contract. And you've been waiting, you've been dreaming for this moment. And you go out there and you hurt yourself. And let's just say you don't pull, but you don't look the same. And they use it against you. And now you don't get the $100 million. What would you guys do?
So I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I don't think anyone's specifically at fault here. I think there's natural dynamics at play, natural context. But I will tell you this. And this is based on a conversation I had 2 hours before the game last night. The dynamics within the building don't get helped when Aaron Gordon goes out there and risks it. And they're all in the same room. Now, one guy's gotten paid already. The other guy hasn't.
We could talk about this all day.
I know.
Dude.
Well, you want to just continue?
Let's continue this thing.
We'll keep it up next.
Season on the line. Denver answered. The Nuggets unleashed a dominant blowout on Minnesota, refusing to go home. With the defense locked in and the offense flowing, Ball Arena was rocking. Now it shifts north. Game 6, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thursday night in Minneapolis. Can Denver finish the fight and force a Game 7? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis, and I'm here with Donnie, owner of the Fitness Gallery. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
If you're ready to make fitness fit your schedule, don't wait. Secure pre-tariff pricing today.
You never regret buying quality. Visit Colorado's largest fitness store, Fitness Gallery, and get started on your goals today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, just an extension of the conversation we were just having about Peyton Watson.
P-Watt.
And there's quite a bit of layers to this.
Hey, onions have layers, like
do.
Shrek always says. This is what we're here for. We're here to break it all down.
Well, look, I just to reiterate, I don't think anyone's doing anything specifically wrong here, but it is approaching uncomfortable.
Dicey situation, maybe later on down the line.
Yeah, and maybe if Ant Edwards never gets hurt and the Nuggets lose in the first round, and not saying definitively that would have happened, but this could kind of go away. Not as much as an issue.
Yeah.
But if this thing goes into the second round, and they do advance, Game 6, Game 7, this will become much more of a topic of conversation, both on the airwaves, with the fan base, but also within the organization.
Well, Z, because you're sitting around, you're looking at some of these players that are coming back from injury. For example, Luka at some point is coming back, and it's like, okay, Luka's coming back. AG was dealing with the injury earlier. He comes back. Spencer Jones was dealing with a hamstring. He comes back, and it's like, when do we see Peyton Watson?
Right.
All right, he's been having all this time. I know he's had those setbacks, but he's pretty much had a month to get ready. All right, then you're saying it, and it's looking like it to be true, that Peyton Watson's not going to play this series here against the Timberwolves. We get out of this series, let's just say, which we should. You're playing against, let's say, the Spurs. Is P-Watt going to be ready to go? That's what everybody's going to be asking. We need P-Watt, especially if AG is not 100%.
And I understand, I'm seeing on the RamosLaw.com text line, fans don't care about Peyton Watson's future money. He's paid plenty right now to play. Who knows if he'll ever have another shot in the playoffs either.
He'll have a shot.
And that's just a RamosLaw.com text. Put your name on it. Give you a shout out. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you texting in. There's when you bring up that Aaron Gordon component of it, that AG is sort of risking it all.
He did last year as well.
He did last year as well on a grade 2 hamstring 48 hours after it happened. I mean, AG is a damn warrior.
He is. But Z, you also brought up something else. You do something like that when you are taken care of.
Right.
When you got millions and millions of dollars sitting in the bank, and let's just say you don't ever play again, AG doesn't have to worry about it. My man has $100 million plus sitting in the bank ready for him.
And here's the thing. AG when he came into the league, he was already making money. He was the 4th overall pick in the draft.
There you go.
And so Piwatt was one of the last picks in the first round. Is he making a bunch of money comparatively to everyday people? Of course.
Yes.
But that's not the universe that he exists in.
It's not generational wealth that's around the corner for this man as long as everything is still in place.
Yeah.
Period for Payton Watson. And Z, you know what, man? We had a player like this in our locker room by the name of Juwan James. And Mr. Juwan James got paid a lot of money, right? And I don't want to pocket watch, but it had to be around $70 million
It was a lot of money, yeah.
to be the right tackle. Juwan James, as time went on, it seemed like he was ready to play. There was times where I would ask some people in the building, like, hey, is Juwan ready to play? Because it seems like he's ready to play. He's moving around. He's laughing. He's just, bonding with everybody, but he's not playing on Sundays. And what somebody told me is, oh, he can play. It just comes down to if he wants to play. And that right there didn't sit well with me as a teammate because I need Juwan James. I'm a running back. I need my man in there, and yet he's sitting here saying, I'm not ready to play yet. You're not ready to play or you can't play. Which one is it? I'm banged up and I'm playing.
Right. And Vic Fangio famously, or rather infamously, says Juwan's been cleared, but he's not mentally or emotionally ready to play.
And that's how everybody felt in the locker room.
I already know it.
That's why.
I already know it.
And that's why Fangio went out there and said that.
Yep. But and I want to be careful here because I know why you would draw that sort of analogy from your own playing days.
Well, yeah, it's just like PTSD of what I had to go through one of my teammates.
But I don't want to sit here and say that's what's happening here because we genuinely do not know the condition of Payton Watson's hamstring.
And we don't.
We truly don't know. So, like, I just want to be careful that there speculation? Yes. Is there rumors within the organization that he is being told, hey, just slow down. Don't be in such a rush for your rehab here. Yes, that is also persisting. I'm just here to tell you that's happening, okay?
If you knew it for sure, let's just say you knew it for sure, would you be okay with what's going on with Payton Watson?
If I knew what side of it, though?
That, yes, his hamstring is almost ready, but he's still going to take his time because he knows there's $100 million waiting for him. Be honest.
People don't want to hear it, but even if you are 90% and not 100, and you go back to 0 with another setback, which would be your 4th of the season, I probably wouldn't go. I probably wouldn't, not with his set of circumstances.
And I wouldn't be mad at you because you haven't made the money yet.
Correct.
That's why I wouldn't be mad at you.
But just like I don't know how hurt his hamstring is, I also don't know that it's not ready to go right now either.
And you don't.
You follow me?
For sure. Only Payton Watson would know that.
Correct. So, like, right now he's going through strength tests and all that stuff. But there's just stuff sort of swirling around the situation. And then here's the other thing. And I heard, based on the conversation I brought up earlier that our morning show was having, like, if you're P-Watt and you just watched the strength staff clear Aaron Gordon and he makes it a game and now he's back out of the lineup, how much trust is there?
Oh, there's no trust now.
Between the players and the strength and conditioning staff.
There's no trust. I mean, look at the history of this year when it comes to just keeping these players healthy. I would not trust the training staff at this point when I have $100 million waiting for me. Please.
All right. If you want to react to that conversation, you can hit us up, ramoslaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. Let's continue to meet the Broncos draft picks. We'll take a look at their 3rd and 4th selections. And also, looking back at last night, what was your biggest takeaway? We'll get to all of that next.
The Colorado Avalanche didn't just win their series, they dominated it, sweeping the Los Angeles Kings and earning something just as valuable, rest. While the rest of the West battle it out, Colorado gets time to reset, recover, and get even sharper. Now they wait on the winner between the Minnesota Wild and Dallas Stars as they wait for round 2 on the road to the Stanley Cup. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today by my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
I'm Drew Carney, anchor with 9 News. I love the Denver sports scene and living just 20 minutes from Red Rocks. I'm here to get you ready for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Covering breaking news that affects you and your family. Getting you the information you need right when you need it. Across the Denver Metro, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Colorado's #1 streaming newscast. 9 News Mornings, weekdays starting at 4:30.
How about 60 seconds that'll make you actually feel good for a change? Hey, Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. You've heard me talk about the best free meal in Denver. And I had some listeners that had heard me talk about how I used to love to make brisket, but with outrageous beef prices, we just couldn't afford to do it anymore. We can't afford to feed that many people. Well, a guy, Barbecue Bob, showed up to one of our first and third Thursdays with a couple $1,000s of brisket so he could just help people. We're going to make free brisket here coming up in the next couple months for our best free meal in Denver. And then another guy, Fred, who runs the Ace Hardwares over on Gartrell Road and Arapahoe Crossing. He said, from now on, all your fuel you need for that barbecue is on me. And another guy, Bobby Hancock from IHOP. He fed our volunteers and gave thousands of dollars worth of gift certificates to our people that take advantage of the best free meal in Denver. If you want to help, you can. Just spread the word. It's the best free meal in Denver every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road. And if you have any questions, just call us at 303-LAW-4040.
You know, Shayna, when our grandparents opened Williams Jewelers in 1947, they had one guiding philosophy.
It's true. From a simple jewelry repair to that very important diamond engagement ring, we treat every customer like family.
Because you're sharing your life with us. That's the only way we know how to do business. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Shayna Williams. We're generational jewelers, creating heirlooms for the next generation.
Whether you're looking for that perfect diamond engagement ring, fine Swiss watch, or a custom piece, or that once-in-a-lifetime treasure,
we're here to make all your precious moments unforgettable. 3 generations of fine jewelry expertise right here in Colorado.
If you can dream it, it's here at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
Because we're not only one of America's largest fine jewelers,
we're Colorado's premier jeweler.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. Stan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
All right, 1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you. That first hour did just zip by. And there's still plenty of meat left on the bone from last night's game. And we'll hear from David Adelman here in just a second. All right.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Oh, man.
I can't wait for that.
Down 3-2 now. Favored once again to win the series. You know, we got to remember at the start of this series, the Nuggets were a minus 265 favorite, meaning if you wanted to make $100 on the Nuggets to win the series, you had to bet $265.
This was supposed to be a breeze, right? You know, maybe the Wolves give you some fight at the beginning, but not with Jokic, not with Jamal, not with Cam Johnson and AG. They should be able to handle business.
Yes. So we'll circle back to it in just a minute. But before we do, let's take a look and continue to take a look at the Denver Broncos draft, all right? And our approach here, at least in this time slot, has been for a few years now, looking at these draft picks kind of like two at a time, and then you get to the end of the week and you've talked about each of them in dedicated fashion as opposed to try to squeeze them all in one or two shows, and everyone's got a different way of doing stuff. But that's our approach here. So we go to the fourth round, all right, and the 111th overall selection in the draft this past weekend is Cage Casey, the offensive lineman out of Boise State. He is nearly 6'6", 310 pounds. He was all Mountain West every year that he was on the field. He was a redshirt as a freshman, a true freshman.
Yep.
His redshirt freshman season playing, he was second team all Mountain West. As a redshirt sophomore, he was first team all Mountain West. And as a redshirt junior, he was first team all Mountain West again. And he leaves for the draft early.
And he helped running back
Ashton
Genty out. So like that speaks a lot of volume when you have a running back that helps, or a lineman that helps a running back, one, get drafted in the top 5, but also go for so many yards. It's insane.
Yeah,
so.
he was trying to make a push for a Barry Sanders record.
Yes.
From decades ago. So that's a good callback, Phil. He is a swing tackle, all right, so he can play left tackle. He has the ability to play right tackle. He's got guard flexibility. At his pro day, he purposefully was taking snaps playing center.
So my man, now that's a joker.
That's
Jack of all trades. That's a joker right there. He can do it all. Paint your back porch, walk your dog, put you to sleep. Oh, and my man can play football.
Love it. So he's got real versatility in a similar way as we talked about Tyler Onyedem yesterday, the D tackle from Texas A&M that has played nose guard, can play 3 technique. So drafting, replenishing the trenches, if you will, but doing it with two guys who are versatile. This guy's known as a good athlete. Talking about Casey here from Boise State, regularly gets up into the second level of the run game.
Yep.
So here they are investing once again in the offensive line, Phil.
See, I love it. And you know what? This might be the best pick that the Denver Broncos drafted.
Really?
Truly. And it's offensive lineman, and I was the one that was scoffing at the offensive line. I didn't want an offensive lineman in the second round, but we're not talking about the second round. You're talking about the fourth round. You're talking about an offensive lineman that can do it all. You're talking about an offensive lineman that's going to sit behind, let's just say, Garrett Bowles, GB zone, and learn from a left tackle who's done a great job and has had bounce back and has had to go through adversity and has come out on the other side successful. So not only does Casey, by the way, Cage, he's locking everybody up, locking everybody in that cage.
Love that.
The offensive lineman, I love it too.
Love that.
He gets to learn from some of these really good offensive linemen, and not just GB, but you got Quinn Miners, you got McGlinchey, Ben Powers. All right, there's a lot of veterans there on the offensive line that you can learn from. And also, when it comes to Cage Casey, he is athletic. He has great bend. He is getting up to the second level. As a running back, I love that. Why? Because it's not the defensive lineman that gets you. It's the linebackers and safeties that usually make the tackle. Well, when you have a big 6'6", 310-pound lineman getting up and latching onto a linebacker, it makes my job easier. So now I'm getting past the linebacker and onto a safety. When you look at that, Z, that's 15 yards. You break that safety's tackle, you got a 70-yard touchdown. I have flashbacks right now against the Chargers. Touchdown, baby. So, Cage Casey, I love the pickup. He is going to take time to mature, to develop into a good offensive lineman, which that position is very hard because you're going up against some athletic defensive linemen in linebackers.
Of course.
But he gets time to brew. He gets a redshirt year. I love the pickup, Z.
Yeah, I love it too. And or really just the idea of addressing the position. I don't know if the human being, Cage Casey, is going to work out long-term, get a second contract, be a starter, all that.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. But I do like the philosophy of reinvesting in the trenches at a position, by the way, because, yeah, like we can talk about the versatility and all that, but there's one position he unequivocally played more than any other, starting 14 games at this position in 2024 and 13 games at this position in 2025. It's left tackle. It's left tackle. And Garrett Bowles here this coming
I think he'll be 34.
month, actually. Oh, how about this? 1 month from yesterday, Garrett Bowles will turn 34 years old.
Yeah.
Garrett Bowles has been a hell of a Bronco. What a story. All right, what a story. But he's a left tackle that went in the first round initially back in 2017 because of what level of athlete he is. And so if your game is predicated on athleticism and you're getting into your mid-30s, you do need to start thinking about a succession plan at that important position, like Bo Nix's blindside tackle. So, again, I like the idea, I like the philosophy, and I like the dynamics here because Bowles isn't going anywhere anytime soon, but you get to develop a guy because you're not picking in the top 10. This isn't Penei Sewell. So you're going to need to develop this talent like you've developed Frank Crum and Alex Palczewski. Yeah. So, like, this is the next, potential succession plan, but you don't have to microwave it. You don't have you can slow cook this thing. You can Traeger this puppy.
And Z, you have to have all the faith in the world with what George is doing in Sean because they've done a hell of a job with the offensive line.
They have.
They've done a great job of developing these offensive linemen and then paying them. Quinn Miners are getting him out of a D2. D3.
Wisconsin Whitewater.
Ooh-wee, D3. And now he's one of the top dogs. All right. Luke Wattenberg gets paid this year or last year because of what he's doing.
5th round pick.
5th round draft pick. All right, you said Frank Crum, Palczewski's, those two are developmental stories, and now you're bringing in Cage Casey, who can develop as well, and maybe at some point in a couple years from now ends up being your starting left tackle protecting Bo Nix. So, like, this is when you have to have all trust in what George and Sean are doing, the vision there, and just time will tell.
Yep, time will tell. And then you fast forward into the 5th round, with the 152nd overall selection. It's tight end out of NC State, Justin Joe Lee. All right, Joe Lee. He is a athletic receiving, quote unquote, move tight end, not necessarily just on the, end of the line of scrimmage blocking like an Adam Troutman.
Wasn't there a song called Joe Lee?
Jolene, I think.
Jolene, okay.
Jolene. Is it Dolly Parton?
It sounds like it might be, yes.
Yeah,
all right.
I think so. But Justin Joe Lee, an athletic tight end, 6'3.5", 240 pounds, was first team All ACC when he was playing for the Wolfpack. This is what Lance Zierlein said from NFL.com. Not that this is gospel, but Zierlein's been at this for over 20 years, doing a really good job. He says, undersized pass catcher with the ability to expand the route tree and challenge man coverage around the field. Joe Lee still needs to polish his route running, but he has the footwork and athletic traits to uncover. He doesn't catch with much hand extension and fights throws on occasion, but he makes up for it with impressive body control / catch toughness. His effort and strain as a blocker need to improve, but he has the ability to contribute as a movable F tight end, end quote. What did you make of this pick?
Joe Lee is in good hands. He gets to be with Adam Trotman, who does a great job of pass blocking. He gets to be around Evan Ingram, who has done a really good job of being that catching, receiving tight end. So he's going to be able to get the best of both worlds. I'm not looking for this young man to come in and start and beat out Adam Trotman and our guy Evan Ingram. But what I'm looking for is, hey, does he have a couple packages in there? Can he extend and stretch the field? Can we get him going? Can he start to run better routes as time goes on during camp? All right, he's a developmental tight end, and you're not stretching to get him. You didn't give up a second-round draft pick to get this young man in your building. You give up a fifth-round draft pick. Now you have time to develop him. You're not looking for him to start right away, but hopefully by week 9, week 10, he's starting to understand the blocking schemes. You can put him out there during packages, like I said earlier, and he can make a couple plays for you, Z. Well, how do you feel about it, man?
I like it. I went down a rabbit hole earlier today, watching this young man. One, I think there's a reason that he went in the fifth round. He is not some massive 6'5" tight end.
Yep.
He doesn't hit 6'4", so take that into consideration. But I liked what I saw. I did. I liked what I saw. He moves very well. I actually did see him, and I'm not saying he doesn't need work on it, but I actually did see him. Now, granted, it's a highlight, but I did actually see him making a couple blocks. He seemed like a willing blocker. But this, like the Cage Casey pick, like you could put the expectations at the floor. It doesn't. This is not pressing.
No,
it's really not for this season anyway. Now maybe by year 2, as Ingram's leaving, and we think he's going to leave. We don't know that for sure. But maybe he's ready in year 2. But I like the philosophy. I don't know if Justin Jolie is going to be a 10-year Bronco. But I do like reinvesting at the tight end position with some runway to sort of incubate, for a year. And then hopefully by year 2, I really don't need to see anything from year 1 with this guy. It'd be great if we did. But hopefully by year 2, he's starting to be, a regular contributor. And that's the hope here. So I like the pick. I like the philosophy of reinvesting in the position. And they also did another tight end pick later in the draft that we'll talk about tomorrow.
Any of these guys that the Denver Broncos have drafted, they're there. They have a vision for them, but maybe it's not right now. Actually, I know it's not right now. It's 2-3 years from now. The 3-year plan. What does this player look like in 3 years when the contract is coming up? Are they up to par? Can they make plays? Are they good depth? And maybe they end up being really good second-string players or maybe a first-string player. But there's a plan in place, and now this is where George and Sean, they get paid the big bucks. We have to trust them.
All right, if you guys want to react to any of those draft picks, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Maybe a little bit later in the week, or if we don't have time, even next week. Start talking about like legitimate projections for these guys, and what it could look like, what it should look like in 2026. All right, shifting gears back to the Nuggets. When you look at last night's game, what kind of seriousness are you looking at it with, considering the very real context of who is and isn't out there?
Obviously, it's serious, Z. The Denver Nuggets' backs are against the wall. They lose last night, they are done. They go home, and now we're sitting here talking about how everybody should be fired because we're angry. So it's serious, and I'm glad that the Denver Nuggets decided to make business decisions and go in there with the right mindset, a professional approach, and win this game, no matter who's on the court. Now, with that being said, it was a little bit hard for me watching the game, and you have fans going back and forth saying, we're back and all this, knowing that it's like, okay, yes, we look good, but also the Minnesota Timberwolves are missing their best player. That's like us missing Jokic. If we don't have Jokic, we're sitting there saying we're not winning a championship. That's how Minnesota's sitting here saying it too in their fan base. You don't have Anthony Edwards in there. You don't have DiVincenzo in there who brings a spark from the three-point line and actually has been really good in this series. You take those two players away, Z, you should win. You're the Denver Nuggets. Before this all started, it was championship or bust. And now that these two guys are out, everybody wants to say we're back. I have an issue with that, Z. That's the only thing with me. I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know if the Nuggets are truly back and what they're going to look like in round 2 versus the Spurs. And if they beat the Spurs, what they look like against the Thunder. What I do know is when the Wolves had everybody there intact, when the Wolves had Anthony Edwards, their leader, all right, and you had Dante DiVincenzo in there, they were getting punked. And now that those guys are not there, it seems like the Nuggets want to play. That's my take, Z. I'm sorry. It doesn't sit well.
Very, very fair. Honestly, very well said. Very
I've
fair.
been thinking about it all day.
Well, it's you laid it out pretty good there, and I get it. I truly get it.
I thought you were going to hit me upside my head.
No, I'm not going to, because you had the chance to respond in Game 3 after getting punked, both on the court and off. You had a chance to respond in Game 4, and it got worse. And then here you are in Game 5. I'm not going to tell you not to feel like that.
Make me feel better. Tell me why I should think the other way then.
Well, I'll just I'm not even going to try to convince you. I'm not going to try to convince you, okay? I'll just point out a couple things. One, Ant Edwards is their best player, but he wasn't the best player for his own team in this series. Anthony Edwards wasn't averaging 30 points a game. He wasn't averaging 20 points a game. He wasn't averaging 19 points a game. This was a player that was really struggling, shooting 25% from three and 35% from the field. Those numbers are way, way down. He wasn't right. So, yes, removing him, it's a big deal. I'm not going to tell you it's not.
It's his presence alone.
It is his presence alone. And I can go with you with that. I'm not going to give you a pushback on that.
You know what it reminds me of before you move on?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Gabe Landeskog. When Gabe was not there, the Colorado Avalanche, they were not the best version of themselves. But when Gabe was a part of the mix, all right, they're winning a bunch of games. We had that stat, and I don't know what it is now. I have to go back and look. But when Gabe's in play, they win a bunch of games. When Gabe was in play during the Cup run in 2022, they won a Cup. And this year, Gabe is back, and they're winning games.
And
so
basically,
it's his
when he missed games this year, they were basically close to a 500 team. And when he played, they were the best team in the sport. It was pretty glaring. I can go with you on that.
And that's how I feel.
And he
about
is the spirit. He's the spirit of their team. He's not just the, historically the most productive player and a star player, but he's also the spirit.
Yeah.
Like they kind of embody his sort of swag. That being said, how much does Aaron Gordon embody? Aaron Gordon is the soul of this basketball team. And he goes in Game 4, looks like a shell of himself, doesn't go in Game 5. So you're missing a very meaningful. This is not a one-way street. That's just about who hasn't played for Minnesota. Aaron Gordon not playing for the Denver Nuggets is massive. I mean, it's everything. I don't think you can win a championship without him. So if he were not to come back, and this is just like what it's going to be, well, there's a real cap on the Denver Nuggets. Is it the second round? Is it the third round?
No matter what.
You pick. It doesn't matter. You're not going to win a championship. You're not getting to the championship. So I think that's a part of this dynamic as well, looking at last night. And so when I see, yes, was it tardy? You're damn right it was. Super late in this series. But I started to see some aggression, some bite, like some like little attitude, little like chip on your shoulder. Like we're finally starting to see some emotion. You know, one of the things I really didn't like David Adelman said before the series ever started is he was asked about the rivalry and, playing with emotion. He's like, well, I really don't want the guys to play emotional like I want, because sometimes that can take you in different directions. Stuff like, okay, I got what you're trying to say, but there's got to be room for some damn emotion.
Something.
This is sports. These guys came into your house, pissed on your carpet,
spanked you in the ass and left.
And so you need to awaken something. And so when I see Jamal Murray, I'm assuming it was caught on camera, but you see him barking at Bones?
I did. It was after the dunk.
Yes.
After the dunk, he was barking back at him.
Yes, I want to see that. You see Christian Brown pointing at Jaden McDaniels, after the dunk, and then continuing to point on his way back down the floor and getting a technical. Not necessarily do I want to see technicals, but
you want to see some fight.
It's symbolic. It's symbolic of something that was missing here in this series. And so this is the dynamic here. This is not going to change. Ant-Man's not coming back. DiVincenzo's not coming back. And if you've got an opportunity to get out of this round.
But Z, it's about the long way. I don't necessarily care about this series. The Nuggets should get out of this series. They should have got out of it from the start. They were the favorites to get out of this series. What irks me in I'm a big person where when you show up no matter who's out there. And if we're going to war with a guy that's better than us, you better not punk out. We go at him. We may get our asses kicked,
Yep.
but we're going at them. And I didn't see that from the Nuggets at that point when you did have Ant-Man, you did have DiVincenzo, and they were on fire. But then all of a sudden, they leave, and now you want to be macho? It's like, for example, there was a little kid when we were growing up that kept trying to beat up my brother. All right, and he was a little older. He was a bully. Kept trying to beat up my brother. I found out about it. I walked my ass over there, and I whooped his ass. All right, after that, it never happened again. But when I left, the dude tried to do it again, tried to bully on my brother. Why? Because I wasn't there to protect him. And that's how I feel about the Wolves. Right now, it seems like at times the Nuggets look like they're front runners right now because when they were punking you and they were sitting in your face, you didn't do anything about it. But some of the guys left, and now you want to do something about it. You have Brucey B talking about we wanted to step on their neck. Well, where was that in Game 3? Why are you stepping on their neck now when they don't have any offense? That's my issue with it. And it's not about this series. It's about when you got to play the big bad Thunder. What are you going to do about it? When you got to play the Spurs, okay, and you got Wemby that has the mentality that I'm going to punk you, and that young Spurs team is aggressive. What do you do about it?
So that's what I was going to ask.
Sorry, man. It's like in my head.
No.
It's like, damn.
No, I absolutely love this because really, when it comes to giving pushback, I have no arms.
Because you
I have no arms.
like,
I watched it with you. It was embarrassing. It was emasculating. It really was.
But also, your mentality is different. Growing up, you were dealing with the same thing.
And dude, I got it. But styles do make fights. This has been a bad matchup historically for Denver. So if you can find a way to slither out of this series unscathed in a way that I don't think you thought was possible yesterday.
I didn't.
Right?
I didn't think it was possible.
So you think it's possible now, though?
I do.
Right? And if you can get into a matchup in the second round with San Antonio, who does not have the historical, requisite scars accumulated, maybe you can get out of the second round, too. Maybe you can get to the Western Finals. They're missing their second best player. He popped his hamstring again in terms of Jalen Williams, J-Dub, all-NBA player. So it's like, I'm looking at it, and I'm just, man, I am keeping the hope alive. Do I need a defibrillator to keep that hope alive? A little bit. But I saw some stuff that was lacking before, and clearly the dynamic has shifted.
Yeah.
Young Phil's not around to protect young Marcus or Zach or whoever that was.
Yeah, it was Zach.
So I get it, but because the pathway exists still, because I saw Jokic finally wake the hell up, right? Because that's one dynamic that didn't change. Yep. Gobert played, and
no pushback. This is one-on-one.
His eulogy was starting to be written a little bit like, hey, has this thing completely flipped? You're asking me, has Gobert solved Jokic? So then you go out and have 26 or 27, 12, and 16, and it's like, okay, that looks familiar. Okay, a confident Nuggets team. This looks familiar as well. And I know there's context on how they got here, but I'm seeing a pathway, and I'm just going to pick up the option. Like the Rockies.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're talking about the Rockies here?
I'm going to pick up the option to be hopeful because I think the pathway still exists for them to do something. Is it going to be going to win the championship, Phil? Probably not.
But
Probably not.
It's one step at a time, being where your feet are.
That's right.
Can you get past this next round? Can you get past this next game? Because if you don't, if you're the Denver Nuggets and you get beat in Game 6 here on Thursday, you are done.
Correct. And guess what? If that happens, it'll be a disaster. It'll be a disaster. And that's just the facts, Jack. You're the favorite in the series to start. You're now currently the favorite in the series once again, with 2 of the last 3 games being in Denver, last night being one of them. All right? You're already a legitimate favorite in Game 6. I think it's a 6.5-point spread. I think I saw. Is it 6.5 for Game 6? The number, yeah. So you're back to being a favorite for the series. You're a favorite in Game 6 with Game 7 at home, and there's going to be some big boy questions if they can't get it done. But again, and have you ever heard the old adage? It's like, how do you eat an elephant?
I have never heard that. No.
How do you eat an elephant?
I eat them whole.
You eat an elephant one bite at a time. And one bite was last night being down 3-1.
Yeah.
Since they changed the playoffs, it's only happened 9 times. Nuggets are 2 of them. They have an opportunity. If they come back here, they'll have the last 3 3-1 comebacks. and then you hit reset on everything.
And you do.
And so we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot to it. There's no doubt about it. But last night was unique for several different reasons, and we'll continue to talk about it here throughout the afternoon. Okay, a household name on the Broncos gave us a story that will live far beyond his playing days. We'll get to it next.
Denver, a playoff city where the stakes are higher and the moments are bigger. As the Avalanche hit the ice and the Nuggets hit the court. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is your home for complete playoff coverage. Every game, every series, every critical call. Broken down by the voices you trust. We don't just follow the playoffs. We live them, so you never miss a thing. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, if you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hey, it's Stokely. Spring is here, but you know Colorado. Warm one day, chilly the next. And trust me, summer is coming in hot. Beat the rush with an early bird air conditioner tune-up and inspection for only $49 from ROX Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of April. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX, Rocks, Heating and Air.
The biggest savings of the year from the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro. Groove Toyota. Limited time. During the over and above sales event. 53 pre-owned vehicles under $15,000. Visit GrooveToyota.com to see the selection. Don't wait. Find your groove with pre-owned vehicles under $15,000 at GrooveToyota.com. Start here. Go anywhere.
Offer expires 5/4/26. Not all will qualify. Restrictions apply. With approved credit, call 720-961-4465 for complete details.
The playoffs are full of surprises. Underdogs, overtime thrillers, sudden upsets. But when it comes to your facility's electrical systems, you don't want surprises. For over 40 years, Piper Electric has powered complex commercial and industrial projects, from large-scale distribution to fire alarms and preventative maintenance. Their licensed electricians help reduce downtime, control cost, and keep operations running smoothly. Got a project coming up? Don't leave it to chance. Include Piper Electric in your bid process. Visit piperelectric.com.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Have you heard of something called WUI compliance or Wildland Urban Interface? It's a new statewide standard in Colorado. Starting this year, every home will be assigned a fire risk category. Some building departments will begin enforcing WUI rules, so your next siding, decking, roofing, or window project may come with new requirements. Call 5280 Exteriors today, and they'll walk you through the updates, help you stay compliant, and find out what zone you're in. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040. Really proud of this case that we just settled. There was a young man very seriously injured. In fact, I had to go to the hospital and meet with him and his family, and we checked with the insurance companies while I was at the hospital, and they claimed no insurance coverage on either side. And on top of that, he had no medical insurance, so he was going to be facing about $400,000 in medical bills. And I said to the family, I said, I cannot make you any promises, but I know no other lawyer is going to touch this case because the insurance companies say they won't pay. But I want to try. Let me at least try. And I put my team at 303 Law 4040 on it, and they found $75,000 in insurance coverage that the insurance companies did not want to pay. So not only did we get them $75,000, but we also found a way to get them on Medicaid, so the $400,000 in bills was covered by medical insurance as well. We were proud. We fought for them. We'll fight just as hard for you if you ever need us. The number's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need us. It's 303 Law 4040.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it! All righty. Man, oh man, oh man. I said going into the last break, a household name on the Broncos gave a small story that will live far beyond his playing days. It's little stories like the ones that we learned yesterday that get repeated more often than any, run block or pass set if you're someone like Garrett Bowles. You saw the video of him going viral.
Oh, I saw.
Pulling over on the side of the road to help someone change a tire. That was unique. And there he is, just like sitting on the ground, like going at this tire.
Yeah, struggling to screw the tire in. I like you, GB, but you don't know how to put a tire on, man.
Do you know how to change a tire?
You know what? My father taught me when I was young. So I do know how to change a tire. But there's other things I don't know how to do.
Would you be able to, you'd be able to change a tire right now?
Yeah, I would. I would have to get it out of my car. You trying
I don't know if I believe him.
Now I don't know. I can change like a car. Now I get nervous if I have to change the truck because you have to. That kind of gets on me. But I've changed a tire before.
I don't. Do you guys believe him behind the glass?
I'm gonna have to show you guys, huh?
I believe Phil. I think Phil's got some blue collar to him.
I don't believe for a second. He probably called JJ down the street and was like, JJ, come change my tire for me.
He goes with the truck, you got it, and he's like making the motion of like a jack. he didn't know the word.
Truck.
He's like, I got to do the thing.
So ZB, you know how to change a tire, right?
I do.
Do you?
ZB, so you know how to change a tire, turn the water off for your house, all that stuff?
So full disclosure, we had someone, I've lived in my house for,
15 years.
No, 4 or 5 years. And someone came, we bought a new fridge. And they came and replaced it. And they said, go ahead and kill the water to your house. And I looked at him, I said, kill, so what? Kill what now?
Like, you want me to turn the faucet off? Like, what are you talking about?
The faucet's already turned off. Right, we're good.
And I swear to God, I wish it was on tape. I just sort of started looking around upstairs, like if it was going to pop out somewhere, like obvious, like there's got to be a lever right around here somewhere. Yes, I did ultimately go down in the basement. I knew where the guy shuts the sprinklers off, but it's on the same little thing, so it didn't take me too long. But thank you for that, Dante. Yeah, I did not know how to shut the water off to my house. Do you know how to shut the water off to your house?
I do. See, and you want to know why? Because I had the guys come turn the sprinkler systems on, and one dude came and turned the sprinkler systems on one year. It was like, hey, by the way, do you know where all this is, like, to turn the water off? And I said, no, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I don't. And he showed me. And it was like a good moment where it's like a teaching moment for me.
Sure.
Yeah, so I do know how to do that.
So wait a minute. You guys, you know how to change a tire, but you don't know how to turn your sprinklers on, which is far easier, by the way. Off is one thing, but on, I don't know.
I just honestly,
I'm a professional here, man.
I've watched him do it, but with stuff like that, I'm like, I'm gonna let a professional do that. I'm not gonna do that. Anything electrical, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna have someone else do that. I just knowing your strengths and weaknesses is half the battle.
I feel you.
Let me bounce this off you guys too. Someone may find this weird. So I've lived in my house for about 5 years. I've never gone in the attic. I have no, because I'm scared of like the spirits that could be up there.
Be hot in your ass.
Is that weird that I don't know what's in my attic? I've never looked in my attic. I've lived in the house for a half decade.
Probably not.
I haven't been up my attic either. Honestly, I don't know. I think my attic's in the garage. That's what it looks like. I don't know where my attic is.
Is it like a true like attic like you see like in the old school houses, like in the movies? Like I'm thinking like Christmas Vacation, how Clark is climbing around in the attic.
Yes.
They got stuff up there for storage and things like that.
I don't know. I see the opening. There's two of them in the house.
And you've never opened it once.
No, I'm scared a body's going to fall down. I'm scared of like Native American spirits that are like up there like going to punish.
What if there's $100 million just sitting there waiting from you?
I'll take my chances versus the spirit. So you lived in your house for a handful. You've never gone in the attic either?
Never.
I'm going to change that. I'm going in the attic this weekend.
Let's go.
I'll tell you guys. Hopefully I'm here on Monday.
Please video this experience too, so we can see a reaction when said body falls out of the ceiling.
All right. I need like the Blair Witch Project video of you going into your attic.
God almighty. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, Rockies back in action today.
Rockies, baby.
And they have the Cincinnati Reds, who are in first place in the Central Division.
So they're red hot.
So, they are 7-3 in their last 10. They're playing good baseball. Are, you could say, warming up, if not hot, after a sweep of the New York Mets on the road. Rockies are 6-4 in their last 10, riding a 3-game win streak. Kyle Freeland returning to the mound tonight after some shoulder inflammation.
Hopefully he can go for their fourth quality start. You know, you have Chase Dollander the other day that was able to do it. Can Kyle Freeland, who's coming off that injury, the tightness or the inflammation of the shoulder?
Yeah, I think it was inflammation.
Hopefully he can go 6 innings, a little over 6 innings, and help out the Rockies tonight, man.
Yeah, we shall see what that looks like. The game itself is in Cincinnati. All right, the first pitch is at 4:40. Again, Freeland back on the bump against Chase Burns. Cincinnati is a favorite of minus 199, so nearly a 2-1 favorite tonight in that matchup. So we will be circling back and talking about how that shakes out tomorrow. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
All right, man. NBA playoff update. The Pistons, the top seed in the Eastern Conference, they're down 3-1.
They're blowing it
to the Orlando Magic. All right. The Thunder swept Dante's Suns. All right. They're the first team to move on to the second round, the only team to sweep in the first round. And the Celtics and the Spurs, Celtics going up against the 76ers, Spurs against Portland, look to close out their series tonight. Biggest surprise has got to be the Pistons down 3-1.
Yo, hands down. I mean, the Pistons, and I thought that they're going to have a chance this year, not to win it, but get close. In Orlando, Z, you know this better than I do. Orlando still has a bunch of vets. I mean, they were in it last year, and they're young, but they've been through it before.
Yeah.
And it's showing right now.
So last year, or was that 2 years ago, Orlando blew an 18-point lead in Game 7 to Cleveland. Was that last year or 2 years ago? I think it was last year. But yeah, they are a team really that was kind of left for dead, honestly. The assumption was that the coach was going to get fired. Paolo Banchero just not quite up to snuff in terms of his initial billing as the number 1 overall pick. But between him and Franz Wagner, Desmond Bain, Jalen Suggs, like if they move on to the second round and they knock off the number 1 overall seed, they were a 45-win team. Pistons were a 60-win team. But to your point, the Magic, they don't feel like a traditional 8 seed. You know who plays for them is former CU Buff Tristan Da Silva.
Yeah, and he's actually done a really good job this year.
He has. So we'll see how that shakes out. We'll see how these games shake out tonight if the Celtics and Spurs can each punch their ticket to that second round. All right. The updated odds for the Conn Smythe Trophy tell you a few things. We'll talk about that, but also if Nathan McKinnon was looking for some extra motivation, his own contemporaries just gave it to him. Man, oh man, wait until you hear this. It's coming up next.
Injury Insights, powered by Ramos Law. Taking a look at the latest sports injuries in Colorado and beyond. Here's Dr. Joseph Ramos with Zach By.
All right, Dr. Ramos, early in Game 4, Minnesota Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards from about 40 inches in the air comes down, hyperextends his left knee. What did your eyes tell you about this injury?
I'll tell you, Zach, this is a bad injury. The knee is a hinge joint. It's not supposed to bend that way. It's supposed to bend the other way. And you can almost think of this as like, pushing a door hinge in the wrong direction. Not good when you land on a locked knee like that.
Is there anything that he can do, or is it just rest?
It's primarily going to be rest and ice and some physical therapy. The best thing you can do here is strengthen actually your hamstrings. They help serve as that lock that prevents a knee from hyperextending. The question here is, and I don't know, did you see, Zach, did he get a bone bruise out of this?
Yes, he did.
Okay, that's bad. That makes it worse. What happens is about 20% of these hyperextension cases, they get a bone bruise. And when you get that bone bruise, that suggests some microfractures of the trabecula of the bone. So what he's probably done is stretch his ACL, stretch his PCL, potentially injured one of his meniscus, the little shock absorbers, and he's actually impacted the bone. That means that injury is a solid 2 to 4 week recovery. And I don't see him being back in this series and probably not the next.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Even if they advance beyond Denver, he's probably going to miss some time into that next series, you're saying?
You're exactly right. With that bone bruise, he's got some fractures of the trabecula of the bone. That's painful. That's tough to run on. It can cause more damage. I think we've seen the last of Anthony Edwards for a good 3-4 weeks.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet?
Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Call Trajan today at 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com. We won't leave you waiting. Sing it with me.
Always on time or you don't pay on time. Always on time or you don't pay on time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is shift. S-H-I-F-T. Text shift to 303-713-1043 right now. And you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's shift to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The updated odds for the Conn Smythe Trophy tell you a few things. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But man, oh man, if Nathan MacKinnon was looking for some extra motivation in ways that he's probably not, but for someone like Nate Dogg, he is maniacal, a little bit psychotic.
Yes, indeed he is.
And so I would love to just be a fly on the wall. And if not that, just get to take a peek on the inner workings of his brain and see how he internalized the news today. That he is not among the top 3 finalists for the Ted Lindsay Award. Now, the Ted Lindsay Award is not the MVP, that's the Hart Trophy. But the Hart Trophy is voted on by the media. The Ted Lindsay is voted on by the players.
Uh-oh.
And the fact that MacKinnon, as it was announced today by the NHL, was not among the 3 finalists for the Ted Lindsay Award. And it's Macklin Celebrini, Nikita Kucherov, and Connor McDavid for the Sharks and Lightning and Oilers, respectively. Those are all great players.
They are.
But the fact that Nate is not in the top 3 from the players for the team that was dominant all season long, for a guy that led the league in goals, man, it feels a bit like a snub.
It feels a bit like players are hating, and they don't want Nate Dogg to have the success that he's earned and deserves. It kind of reminds me of how you were saying with the NFL Top 100 when it came. Was it your boy Josh Allen and the players didn't?
Yes. No. He got voted most overrated.
Most overrated
in the year coming into his MVP season.
Exactly, and it was the players voting on that, and
yep.
so. I don't understand why these players wouldn't vote for Nate Dogg. And what it looks like to me is the players looking at it like, well, look at the Colorado Avalanche. Look at how stacked they are. Look at how deep they are with their lines. All right, they have a great player in Kale. Like, that's the reason why Nate Dogg's having this much success. That's the only thing I can think of other than you just don't like the man and you don't want to vote for him. I don't know why he wouldn't be in your top 3.
Man.
It's bullcrap. It's like unless you think otherwise. Like I think for Nate Dogg, it's like you got to give it to him or at least put him in the top 3 because he's winning games. All right, he's dominating just like these other guys are, but you're winning games. You have a chance to win the cup in the Hart Trophy, by the way.
I don't have an explanation for this. I think Nathan MacKinnon's stature and reputation within the league is sterling. Now, if I were to put a tinfoil hat on,
here we go,
and do a little conspiracy theory.
What you got for us?
Total conspiracy. Because I'm just looking for stuff because this doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense.
This doesn't make sense to me.
Make it make sense.
Approximately 40% of the NHL are Canadian players. The Olympics were during the middle of this season. Canada fell short in a way that a lot of people did not think was going to happen.
They did.
And Nathan McKinnon missed a wide open net in the gold medal game.
He did.
Total conspiracy.
And beat up the teddy bear when they gave it to him at the end,
It's true.
At the end of the game.
Totally making this up as I look for something to explain why this would happen. Could that have broken ties with Canadian players of like, you want to know what? You actually didn't get it done for our country. You had a wide open net. Like, I'm going to go with, Macklin Celebrini instead. Do I sound like a psycho? I'm sure I do. But it doesn't make sense on its face why this would be the case.
So they're punishing Nate Dogg. The Canadians are punishing Nate Dogg, their own, because he lost them the game. That's how they think. He lost them the game with that missing that open shot. I mean, it could happen.
I don't know why. Again,
it's a joke. It's a joke. Come on, players.
He's won the Ted Lindsay before, so I don't know what has changed. The guy's the best player on the best team, leading the league in goals, and he's not among the top 3 finalists. Whatever. Do you think that pisses him off?
I think it does. I think a lot of things piss Nate Dogg off. All right, losing's the biggest one. It pisses him off. All right, when he doesn't have a good game, it pisses him off. He's already been pissed off in this series because it took him so long to score a goal. I guarantee you that. And now you add insult to injury where you have the players voting, and he's not in the top 3. What are we doing here? This is a joke.
Man, all right.
Well, this won't affect him getting the Hart Trophy, right?
No,
this won't.
Well, hold on. Drew, are the votes already due in for the Hart?
I believe they've already been submitted, yeah.
Okay, they should be.
Now, yeah, and typically the results of the Ted Lindsay Award often mirror what you see for the Hart Trophy as well.
Ooh-wee.
Now, my guess is that it'll probably be Macklin Celebrini that gets left off the Hart Trophy ballots, and McKinnon will be up there instead of Celebrini. But there, more often than not, you see the Lindsay finalists and the Hart Trophy finalists are usually very similar, if not exactly right.
This is unusual for me, and I do think if there is even 1% more space for motivation for Nathan McKinnon, it's like, are you guys kidding me? Like,
well, now he's
really
probably doubting that, like, damn, maybe I won't win the Hart Trophy. If I'm not even on this list and I'm number 3, like, how do they truly feel about me?
That's a good question. I don't know, and I can't make heads and tails of why his own peers would not have him among the 3 finalists for the Ted Lindsay. Here's what you can do, though, just to cram it up everyone's keister. Go win the Stanley Cup and go win the Conn Smythe. And obviously one of those is secondary, right? Conn Smythe is secondary. Winning the Cup is primary. But that being said, the current Conn Smythe odds are out, and Nathan McKinnon is the favorite at 5-1. Frederik Andersen of the Hurricanes is second at 10-1. Hurricanes also have the second best odds after the Avalanche. Cale Makar is the third most likely Conn Smythe Trophy winner at 13-1. And then Scott Wedgwood is the next most likely Conn Smythe winner at 16-1. So you have, and this is pretty telling, because the odds makers, they're trying to almost protect themselves to a certain degree, but you have 3 of the top 4 candidates to win the Conn Smythe are all from the same team. That just is a massive signal that, like, overwhelmingly the odds makers are trying to protect themselves for Colorado Avalanche players specifically winning the Conn Smythe.
All right, well, let's get a little interesting here. All right, let's get a little dirty. If it was up to you with the Avalanche players that are on this list, rank 1 to 3, who would be your top guy right now that could win the Conn Smythe?
With the information that I have right now?
Yeah, with the information that you have right now. You got Cale, Nate Dogg, and you got Wedge.
I would say
what they have done, at least in this first.
Well, Wedgwood at 16-1. I'd say Wedgwood number 1. Kale number 2 and McKinnon number 3, which is literally insane because it's the opposite order of the odds.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I would have that exactly the same as you, Z. I'm having Wedgie number 1 for what he's doing. And I know it's the Kings, and they don't have the firepower, but also what Wedgwood has done this whole year, laying it out the whole year, and then the first round of the playoffs dominated, he has to be number 1.
Yeah, well, if you're out there and you believe that to be true, you're sitting there at 16-1, probably worth a flyer. The odds for the Avs to win the Cup at the start of the season were 9-1. The current Stanley Cup odds for these Colorado Avalanche are plus 225. So a $100 bet on the Avs to win a Cup, if they went and did it, you'd get that $100 back plus $225. That's what plus 225 means. Yeah, I just think that is from an odds standpoint, 3 of the top 4 being Avalanche players. It's
good.
It's great.
It's good.
It's great. It's great because those guys are pretty good at what they do. Look at the game last night. It was an 11.5 point spread. And all the chaos that happened during that game, it ends up Nuggets win by 12. It's just it's crazy. Okay, what do you make of the grades that the Broncos draft is getting? Also, how does new Broncos running back Jonah Coleman fit into the already existing room? You'll hear his answer on that coming up next.
Season on the line. Denver answered. The Nuggets unleashed a dominant blowout on Minnesota, refusing to go home. With the defense locked in and the offense flowing, Ball Arena was rocking. Now it shifts north. Game 6, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thursday night in Minneapolis. Can Denver finish the fight and force a Game 7? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
When you've been hurt after a traumatic car crash, you don't need a sales pitch from an attorney with big promises and a loud voice. You need a team who fights for real results fast. That's why so many across the country choose the Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson is nationally recognized, but is local right here in Colorado. So give us a call and let our team fight for the results you deserve today.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Cecil Lammy here for Window Nation. Spring is a great time to open your windows and wait a second, what? Windows won't open? They leak? They're cracked? They need repainting? Again? Getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation is easy and affordable. During the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. So visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What do you make of the grades that the Denver Broncos draft is getting? Also, how does new Broncos running back Jonah Coleman fit into the already existing room here in Denver? We'll get to that. Mel Kiper, all right, the godfather of the NFL draft, gave the Denver Broncos a C+ in his annual post-draft react article. Gives him a C+.
That's passing. I'm not going to be mad at my son if he comes home with a C+. So you got to do better, of course. But, hey, man, you're passing.
You are passing. And so, but he didn't just generally didn't have much praise for Denver. He said, quote, "There isn't a ton to get super excited about here," end quote. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're looking for that splash because of the draft, yeah, you could say that. But for the Denver Broncos, they have other plans. They're not worried about the draft this year. What they're worried about is making sure that their vets stay healthy, making sure that the guys that matter the most as of right now stay healthy. So, yes, it wasn't sexy. You're not going to get the splash, but they got really good football players like we said yesterday, and I'm okay with that. Would I give this class a C+? I probably... B- would be the highest I go. B- because you're getting some guys in the later rounds. But the Denver Broncos didn't have a first and they didn't have a second round draft pick. What are you expecting?
Yeah, it's an unusual year, right? It's the first time in 31 years the Broncos didn't have a pick in the first or second round. So this is incredibly rare. It really is. That being said, look, we are doing this job, so we're going to mention draft grades. But the reality, and you know this infinitely better than I do, but doing this job long enough, it's like you're grading a test that hasn't been taken yet. Like, think about that. Like, you're grading a test where only your name is on the paper.
Grading the pretest.
So, C+, okay, yeah.
Sure, cute, buddy. We'll take the C+. At least it's passing.
Right, and that's not the Broncos. Were just circumstantially not in a position to get an A. They were never going to get an A. There's even if Mel Kiper, if you had the best available players in Mel Kiper's eyes, you still weren't going to get an A.
Well, Mel Kiper should know better than this, right? The Denver Broncos had a first round draft pick and they gave it away for Jalen Waddle. So add him to the mix. If you add Jalen Waddle to this draft, because you can do that, because, hey, you gave up a draft pick for Jalen Waddle.
Sure.
it's going to be a B minus, maybe even a B plus. Hell, you can even go A minus because Jalen Waddle is that dynamic. So yes, you have a couple depth players that are probably not going to play this year, and if they do, it's because somebody goes down. But in reality, it's about Jalen Waddle, and you gave up a first-round draft pick to get that man in the building.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting. NFL.com did their post-draft power rankings. So already taking into consideration the already existing team and then the draft picks on top of it, they had the Denver Broncos third in their power rankings because they did take into account the Jalen Waddle deal and all this stuff. So Broncos are fine. They weren't looking for a generational talent this time around. They were looking for depth. They were looking for versatility. That's what they got.
Looking for ball players.
One of those new ball players, Phil, is Jonah Coleman, who we talked a little bit about yesterday. Coleman was asked, how does he think he fits into the new Broncos running back room?
Well, obviously, just playing my role and do what I do. The leadership that I bring to the locker room, the culture, how I can, ultimately add to that culture that they have, and and be that thumper runner that they have. Just being able to come in and be with guys like R.J. Harvey and J.K. Dobbins and stuff like that. You ultimately have a three-headed monster in the run game, and I believe that's where it starts, is in the trenches.
A three-headed monster in the run game.
Gotta love it.
R.J. Harvey, Jonah Coleman, and J.K. Dobbins. How is this all going to work?
Well, you know what, Z? The best part about the running back position is three guys can play. All right, when I was with the Denver Broncos, it was myself, Royce Freeman, and Devontae Booker. Now, obviously, somebody's not going to get the bigger piece of the pie, right? And somebody will get the biggest piece of the pie. J.K. Dobbins is the starting running back. I think we all know that. R.J. Harvey is still going to have his role as a third down back, and he's going to be even better in that role because he's going to be familiar with the system now and reading blitzes, and he'll be able to pick the blitzes up. And you have Jonah Coleman here, who's going to be able to have a great situation where all he has to do is focus on running in between the tackles at the beginning of his career. And as time goes on, they'll give him more, put more on his plate, and he'll start to be able to pass protect more. And when he shows he can do that, they'll start to leave him out there on third downs. So you want to have three backs. As we know, running backs go down fast. And if something happens to JK, we need a running back that can run in between the tackles to pair with R.J. Harvey. So I think everybody's going to be featured at some point. Everybody's going to be able to have their opportunity. They're just going to have to be patient. This is going to be the J.K. Dobbins show until it's not.
Chris in Monument says either Jaleel McLaughlin or Tyler Bidet will be cut now. Maybe both, question mark?
Yeah, and that could happen. I can see if Jaleel, the best path for Jaleel to play, it's going to probably be somewhere else now. All right, because now the J.K. is getting paid $20 million to be here. Money talks. All right, you had George and Sean that drafted R.J. Harvey in the second round. That matters. And now you're bringing in Coleman, who's a fourth-round draft pick, but they have a vision for him.
Right.
So it looks like for someone like Jaleel, it's like, man, I'm on the outside looking in, and you may end up getting cut, or you may end up making the team or having to do what you did last year, and they keep you on the side where they're paying you, but they're not playing you. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. It sucks, but that's reality.
That is reality. And I'm sure, draft night comes. If you're someone like Jaleel, if you're someone like Bidet, and Jonah Coleman's name comes across the screen, it can't be a good feeling. And no one did anything wrong here. It's just a natural circumstance of professional sports.
Well, I look at Jaleel. Jaleel at least is out there, and he did something. Tyler Bidet had an opportunity to do third down work, and he didn't do anything with it. And that's just the real. When you go and you look at what he did, he dropped passes, all right, and you're going in on third downs. He didn't get the opportunity to run the ball. You're doing some type of special teams, so you're just on the team. So for Tyler Bidet, man, you may have to go somewhere else, and you probably are the odd man out if it comes down to them keeping four.
All right, here was more from Jonah Coleman on his conference call after being selected by the Denver Broncos in the fourth round, talking about that this was all meant to be.
I mean, I always knew I was meant to be a Denver Bronco. Just basically, like right after the visit, I knew I was going to be a Denver Bronco, and it was all in God's plan, and it worked out how it was supposed to. When I woke up this morning and looked at the pick order, and I seen that they were where they're at, it was no question in my mind or no doubt in my mind that I was going to be a Denver Bronco, and I'm excited to be a part of Broncos country and do whatever I can to go win games and take things day by day and ultimately just be the best teammate ever.
He sounds like a guy who's already passionate to be here.
Yeah.
Some guys, maybe have a vision in their mind where they're going to go and maybe have to thaw out to their new location that drafted them. But it sounds like this was the hope for Jonah Coleman, that this is where he wanted to be, and it just all worked out.
I mean, Bo Nix as a franchise quarterback. All right, J.K. Dobbins, who has had success. So if you're a running back, you're saying, why can't I have success as well? You have an offensive line that's well put together in their vets. You have a great defense, and they're probably pitching to you what they have for you, their vision for you. I mean, life is good if you're Jonah Coleman. You go in there and you take on the opportunity, you take advantage of it, and at some point, maybe you push J.K. Dobbins out the door for next year, right? Maybe J.K.'s here for this year, and next year he's not because you're doing your job. You draft to replace, just like in college, you recruit to replace at some point.
All right, you want to react to any of that conversation, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Okay. The Nuggets aren't dead yet. We'll talk about how they survived last night coming up next.
The Colorado Avalanche didn't just win their series, they dominated it, sweeping the Los Angeles Kings and earning something just as valuable, rest. While the rest of the West battle it out, Colorado gets time to reset, recover, and get even sharper. Now they wait on the winner between the Minnesota Wild and Dallas Stars as they wait for round 2 on the road to the Stanley Cup. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
What is going on, everybody? If joint pain is holding you back, hear me out. At Regen RX in Denver, they are on another level, guys. And they don't just do guesswork. They build a real plan for you. Maybe you need some Wharton's jelly to support the joints. Maybe you need some shockwave therapy to get the blood flow back going again. No matter what you need, they're going to have. And they're nice people, guys. You're going to go in there, you're going to feel just at home. You're going to feel very welcomed and ready to do what you have to do to get healthy. And they even built a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. And the best part about Regen RX is their consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free, no risk. And if you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, see if their stem cell therapy is the right move for you. It's about quality of life, guys. Staying explosive, staying active, and staying present for your family. So give my friends at Regen RX a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
I'm Corey Rose, anchor at 9 News and proud mama who enjoys taking my kids mountain biking at Winter Park. I love preparing you for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Whether it's tackling safety in our kids' schools or covering breaking news, from Aurora to Lakewood and everywhere in between, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Colorado's #1 streaming newscast. Make the move to 9 News Mornings. Live starting at 4:30 anywhere you watch.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the range.
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
It's the weekend, and the last thing you want is yard work. At Waterloo Turf, they help Denver homeowners trade lawn chores for more free time. No mowing, no watering, no mud. Just a green championship-level lawn all season long. Perfect for kids, pets, and backyard get-togethers. From backyards to putting greens, Waterloo Turf installs premium artificial turf built for Colorado. Visit waterlooturf.com/Denver and book your free consultation. Waterloo Turf. Get your Saturdays back.
Cecil Lammy here from my friends at SodaDietNutrition.com. Now, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds because of soda, and I'm never going back. I've never gained the weight back. I never will, because SodaDietNutrition.com, they taught me how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. It's simply magnificent. I want you to call them up, 866-800-SODA, where you can join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Soda weight loss is now SodaDietNutrition.com, and you've got to have these guys on your side, because the weight loss journey, it can be tough. There can be struggles. Having a real nutritionist there available via text to help you out with any sort of questions, concerns, sometimes it's just straight up encouragement. It's SodaDietNutrition.com, and there's no mystery pills, mystery injections, any mystery chemicals you're putting in your body. You're doing it the right way. Learn how. Join the program. SodaDietNutrition.com, 866-800-SODA, because SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is bench. BENCH. Text bench to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's bench to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
All right, as we roll along here on a Tuesday, I am thankful to announce that the rumors of the Denver Nuggets' death have been greatly exaggerated. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, man, they're not dead yet.
Not yet.
They're not dead yet. And that's an old quote. Gosh, who was that? What old writer said that? This is back in the day, obviously, before we had technology. The rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. Can you Google that for me, Dante? There was a writer who was like in Europe, but this is before like information was free flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, no one sees you for months and months. And then it's like, did he die? It's like, well, no, there's just not cell phones. He's like in Europe. Like
he's just relaxing.
Who Dante, do you know who that was?
I looked up one. It was similar, but it was Mark Twain. But
Mark
I'm
Twain.
See if it's exactly yours.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's.
Oh, that's what you're looking for?
That's what it was. Like some version of the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. I don't know how greatly exaggerated the Nuggets, in some people's eyes, pending death is. It just depends on your vantage point as a fan.
Well, they're still breathing.
They're still breathing.
They still have a chance.
Body's still warm. Body's still warm.
warm, but it's still warm.
Yes. And someone on the RamosLaw.com text line says, yeah, but they're a dead man walking. Look,
damn.
I get it. I get it. There's plenty of ways to look at this, and it's partly what makes it interesting. Like your analysis of where the Nuggets are at, it's in the eye of the beholder. It really is, because there's so much context to who is and isn't out there.
So what do you want to believe? What do you want to believe, Mr. Bai?
I want to believe that all things are still possible with this Denver Nuggets team. That's what I want to believe.
Jokic is still there. Jamal Murray is still there. Cam Johnson is still there, and we raved about him before the season started. You got Mr. Jones, Spencer Jones, doing his part.
He was great,
as a
man.
depth player. I mean, like, they're there, right, before the season even started. And we were going into this journey, we said this could be a championship or bust type of year, and it was going to be with both the Nuggets and Avs, and we were talking about the Broncos at that time, but the Nuggets and Avs for sure.
Yeah.
So it's still there.
It's still possible. It still lives within the realm of possibility. In fact, I mean, they're now favored to win the series. They're a 6.5 point favorite in Game 6 on Thursday night in Minnesota. I mean, that is going to be a street fight on Thursday night. And if they can get this thing back to Denver for Game 7, I can only imagine what the energy will be like in that arena, but also the angst that I felt last night before tip-off. It was unique because no one was truly sure what version of the Denver Nuggets we were going to get. And, man, it's crazy. I talked to someone a couple hours before the game, and it was the same person who 10 days ago was extremely, like, 10 out of 10 confident.
Yeah, you said somebody was really, really confident.
10 out of 10, okay?
Damn.
And I said, what are we getting tonight? He goes, Zach, I have no idea.
Damn, the confidence was at an all-time high, and then last night.
And how could it have been at an all-time high coming into last night, given how games 2, 3, and 4 went? So it's like, and that's someone who's a part of the organization.
Yeah.
And so then you have the crowd. You could just feel the tension, and even late stages when it got weird there at the end, where it's like, it felt like the fourth quarter, like they were putting extra time on them. Like, how is there still 7 minutes left? Like this, because
it's like they're catching up every second. It seems like the T-Wolves are catching up, and it's like, come on, guys. Finish this off.
Yeah, because at one point, I mean, the Denver Nuggets were up 27 points. And then you look up and there's like 5 minutes left and they cut it to 10. And they're getting up defensively and I'm like, oh my gosh. And honestly, you know who hit the shot when it felt like things were backsliding and it was going to become a single-digit game and it got down to 10?
CB. CB came up big.
Christian Braun hit a big 3 and it just allowed everyone to exhale a little bit. Because I'm telling you that the feeling in the arena, it was anxiety-ridden. And so should it have gotten that close? Probably not. It is what it is. But here you are. It's 3-2. By the way, did you see, and I know you did, but like, I shake my head. So Jokic freaks out at the end of Game 4.
He does this with his hands, where he brings him in tight, and he's talking to the referee, looking down, and he's trying to plead his case.
Yes, and if you're not watching live right now on YouTube or on DenverSports.com, like Phil just had his like almost like the inside of your wrist like up against your breast, and you're just like he's pleading his case like with like little alligator arms, little T-Rex arms, and that again. It was persistent last night. It was persistent. Yeah. Jokic fighting a two-front war against the Timberwolves and the officials. It's just, God, we've talked about this for months. It's just too much. And here you are in a closeout game, and you're playing this game within the game for 2.5 hours. I just don't get it. It drives me nuts. And I hate it for his reputation. Because these games are all on national TV, and
everybody's watching. And they're like, why is he complaining so much? Or why is he whining? It's not just him. There's a lot of guys out there. Luka's another one. Does it all the time.
Totally. But I don't like Jokic being included with the likes of, Luka and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't like that. Anyway, separate from that. So Jokic freaks out at the end of Game 4, sprints the length of the court, goes after Jaden McDaniels. It's a whole melee, all that. But then at the end of Game 5, there's 20 seconds. Did you see what he did?
I saw it. Like, actually, explain it, and like, why did he do it? See, like, why do it? Like, is it like strategic thing that you do to, like, I don't know, like, what is he doing?
It was kind of weird. Not kind of weird. It was weird.
It was weird.
There's 20 seconds left in the game, and the shot clock is running out. And you'll see guys get rid of the ball because they don't want the turnover on their stat sheet. So Jokic is about to get the turnover, right? And so he hands it. I think it was to a Behringer kid. I'm pretty sure. Just
a young one.
A young kid. I mean, he's literally like 19 years old. And this man was confused. Behringer. He had no idea what was going on.
Why is Jokic giving me this ball?
Jokic goes to, again, after acting the way he did at the end of Game 4, is playing, again, this game within a game where he gives the ball with 1 second left on the shot clock to Behringer. Behringer takes it, puts two hands on it. Jokic releases his hands for a fraction of a second, only to try to snatch the ball back. And what, in a bizarre way, and I'm going to try to explain what I think he was doing, I think he was trying to put it in his hands for a fraction of a second so you officially have control. It resets the shot clock because it's your possession now. And then I take it right back, and he's not looking for a steal. He's just looking to end the game in like basically like a comedic way.
Yeah.
I think he thought it was like kind of funny. But it was just like one of these things where if I'm just being honest and just being like real, like you acted like a baby at the end of Game 4 when you had 2.5 hours to get passionate and fired up, and it happens with a second left because someone broke an unwritten rule. And here you are in Game 5, 2.5 hours ago, it was an elimination game. Your season's on the brink in the first round, and you're doing this.
You're toying with him.
It was just like, it was
cringeworthy.
Kinda. It's just like weird. I don't know how else to frame it. Like, I love Jokic, but it's just like I've never seen a game end like that, and it comes on the heels of you throwing a fit. It's like, what are we doing here?
It's like uncalled for. It's like, why are you doing this? Yes, you guys won the game, but you know what? You got to get ready to play next week, and it's not here in Denver. You're going back to Minnesota where it's hostile as hell, and it's going to be loud. So, yeah, you're right, Z. I didn't understand it. I guess Jokic wanted to have some fun. I don't know, getting payback to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't know.
How about you pay him back and just beat him and get out of the first round?
Let's just get past the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I couldn't believe it was an elimination game in Game 5 in the first round. And that's the way that it finished. Anyway, whatever. Jokic is unique, and he's not perfect, and
he's different.
It just is what it is. All right. I want to shift gears to the conversation that's picking up steam across Nuggets Nation. It's the Payton Watson conversation, and we'll get to it next.
Denver, a playoff city where the stakes are higher and the moments are bigger. As the Avalanche hit the ice and the Nuggets hit the court. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is your home for complete playoff coverage. Every game, every series, every critical call. Broken down by the voices you trust. We don't just follow the playoffs. We live them, so you never miss a thing. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
She walked miles with her granddaughters every day at Disney with zero knee pain, but she couldn't have done that months ago. This all started with a visit to QC Kinetics.
We have spent the last 4 days going from park to park, walking all day long, no pain. I feel fantastic.
Here's what baffles people when they hear Kathy's story.
The doctor said, you need 2 full knee replacements. And I said, that's not going to happen. I went to QC Kinetics, started treatment that day. Within a couple of weeks, I was absolutely pain-free.
It's the kind of story that QC Kinetics hears from patients all the time.
I cannot thank QC Kinetics enough for giving me my life back. I'm active again and loving it. I'm well over a year out. I've had absolutely no pain in either knee.
Before you agree to surgery, listen to this. Think about it.
Tomorrow is Animal Kingdom, so yeah, gotta go.
Kathy's glad she took them up on the free consultation. We have one set aside for you.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older.
This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. Are you considering GLP-1 injections for weight loss? Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medication long term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight regain is common. And here's something most people don't realize. Research shows a significant portion of weight loss can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping weight off even harder. At Colorado Fat Loss, they take a different approach. Their doctor-developed program helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days safely and naturally. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, they use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger and cravings naturally, and help your body burn fat, not muscle. Right now, you can schedule a free phone consultation to see if the program is right for you. Go to ColoradoFatLoss.com. That's ColoradoFatLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040. Really proud of this case that we just settled. There was a young man very seriously injured. In fact, I had to go to the hospital and meet with him and his family. And we checked with the insurance companies while I was at the hospital, and they claimed no insurance coverage on either side. And on top of that, he had no medical insurance. So he was going to be facing about $400,000 in medical bills. And I said to the family, I said, I cannot make you any promises, but I know no other lawyer is going to touch this case because the insurance companies say they won't pay. But I want to try. Let me at least try. And I put my team at 303 Law 4040 on it, and they found $75,000 in insurance coverage that the insurance companies did not want to pay. So not only did we get them $75,000, but we also found a way to get them on Medicaid. So the $400,000 in bills was covered by medical insurance as well. We were proud. We fought for them. We'll fight just as hard for you if you ever need us. The number is 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need us. It's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Hello?
Hey sis, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
Take a look at the picture I just sent you. I'm walking into Hellsburg and want to get Mom something special for Mother's Day.
Yeah, she's done so much for us this year. Let's see. Diamond pendant. Oh, she'd love this.
Great. I'll get this, which means you're in charge of flowers.
Okay, deal.
This Mother's Day, save up to 50% on timeless gifts for mom. Shop at a store near you or at Hellsberg.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, shifting gears here. I want to talk about the Payton Watson dynamics here as that conversation is picking up some steam within Nuggets Nation.
Mr. Watson, what are you doing, man? How you feeling? How's the hamstring?
Well, no one really knows.
You didn't see him. Now, you were there yesterday. The last time that we talked about Payton Watson, you said that you saw him out there. He was working out, and he just didn't look good, right? He looked like he wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, that was ahead of Game 1.
Game 1. Now we're sitting here. You were there again. Did you get to see Payton Watson?
No, I didn't, and I have to be honest, I don't know if he came out and did his warm-up or not, because I got to the game about 2 hours beforehand, and if you're not playing in an NBA game, you have to beat everyone out there to get your work in.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a scenario that Payton Watson was out there 2.5, 3 hours before the game. That was the last time that I saw him. So I'm not quite sure. I just wasn't able to make it there in time. But, yes, you're right. After Game 1, before Game 1, he didn't look close to an NBA athlete. But I don't know if he was – I have to say this. I don't know if he was taking things super slow because he knows he's not playing and he's not going to be elevating on jumpers and trying to build a lather. He's just like literally just going through the motions of his workout. So I just don't know. I just don't know. And here's what we need to I think just let sink in. No one knows. No one knows.
Only he knows. Payton Watson, that is.
Only he knows. And but here's what I will say, that, coming into the series, I know a huge portion of this fan base was hopeful that they'd see him in Game 1. That was the speculation. It was like, are you going to see Payton Watson and Spencer Jones? And
we saw Spencer Jones was out there, and it's like, okay, Spencer Jones actually got hurt after P. Watt. So if Spencer Jones is going to be out there, then P. Watt has to, right? And that wasn't the case.
It wasn't the case. And I remember saying, this is about a week and a half ago, 10 days ago or so, ahead of Game 1, when he was a question mark, saying that I had talked with someone inside the organization and to not expect to see Payton Watson in Game number 1, and you probably shouldn't expect to see him in Game number 2. And then Game number 1 happened, and just being down there and talking to different people, I remember coming in here saying you probably should lower your expectations for the entire first round. And I know there was some people couldn't handle it, and like I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm making stuff up. It's like, okay.
I was like, Z's not crazy right now. ZB's not crazy. It's a hamstring, and if we all remember, Payton Watson, this would be his third hamstring situation, right? He had the hamstring, then there was a setback. That means he probably tweaked it a little bit. Then he got to playing a little bit. Then there was another setback, which meaning he probably tweaked it again. So that's 3 times right there that you mess your hamstring up. So, not playing this series, I understood if he didn't play this series.
Yes, but we have recalibrated since the start of the series. At the start of the series, people were expecting to see P-Watt. And I remember sharing that I had learned that some of the folks in P. Watt's ear, okay, like his quote-unquote team, if you will, they're not necessarily trying to, like, call him to action of, like, hey, take this really slow. Like, you have this generational payday in front of you, which he does. This is not – I don't want things to get lost in translation here. Like, this is – I don't think – one, I don't know if Payton Watson's healthy or not. Okay, I legitimately don't. So, like, I don't want this to turn into, hey, Payton Watson's healthy and he's turning down the opportunity to play.
You don't know?
I don't believe. No, I don't know. I don't know.
And Dr. Zach always knows. Dr. Z, you know everything. So if you don't know this, then we gotta listen.
And I want to address something real quick because I heard it being discussed on the morning show of, like, there was an idea that, hey, if you think that he's ready and he's purposefully taking it slow, Well, just clear him and put the pressure on him, and then some of the frustration will start going in his direction.
Which can happen. It happens a lot in different organizations.
Totally,
Seen
Phil.
it multiple times.
Totally. I feel like we saw it here with Jamal Murray. Like it was like a year and a half without playing after that ACL. At a certain point, the organization cleared him, and it was on him to
decide when he wants to come back.
Decide. And so, one, I don't think that's what's going to happen. But two, the other thing that was said this morning, and I'm not even saying it was a bad thought or anything like that. There was a thought, well, could someone have shared with me what they shared, and that was sort of a way of someone, within the organization trying to put pressure on him. And that's just like, no, absolutely not. That would be like, someone from PR, like letting a couple people know, like, hey, just a heads up, like we've cleared them, like, and we want this out there. That's not what this is. And I would never quote PR as a source. And those guys don't operate like that anyway. So none of that. So
everything you're saying because you're putting pieces together, you're speculating, and then you're coming in here and you're doing your job on what you think is happening when it comes to Payton Watson, because you don't know. You don't know if he's healthy. You don't know if he is healthy and he's just not doing it because his party or his team's telling him no.
Right.
We're just giving all the information,
yes.
And you're trying to put these damn pieces together.
Yes. So like there's no, hey, Payton Watson, he's healthy and he's just not playing. There's none of that being said. But what I am saying, and just to reiterate the information that I had 10 days ago and got triply confirmed last night, is there is a thought within the organization that the advice that he is being getting is not Nuggets-centric.
And you know what, Z? I don't blame my man. If I'm in his shoes and I have an opportunity to do something for my family that's going to give us generational wealth, as long as I hold on and I'm patient enough and I don't hurt myself again, I am going to do that. If somebody sits here and says, Phil, if you sit out and just be patient enough, you are going to make $100 million. Z, my ass is going to sit out and be patient, because it's not just about my teammates at that point. It's about me as well and what's best for me and my family, because I'm telling you right now, AG, you have Jokic, you have Jamal Murray, they got their money. They are fine no matter what. That's why they would say, hey, you need to play, because they're getting paid. But I'm sitting here waiting for that payday, and I have an opportunity. Oh, and there's a guy by the name of Christian Brown that just got paid, and he's not better than me. Yeah, right. I'm sitting down and I'm going to get my money, and then we're going to go from there. That's my take on things.
And Phil, it honestly sounds very fair. It does.
You can call it selfish all you want, but at some point you do have to be selfish, because they don't care, Z. And people out there, once you get in these organizations and you realize they really don't give a damn, you start to understand this is a business, and that's all it is.
Yep. And so I think there's also a thought of, hey, if I play, and I'm thinking of it through the lens of the advice he's getting, not his thought process, but of like, hey, if P-Watt plays and contributes in a meaningful way, maybe he can make 10, 15% more than he's making right now. But if he goes out there and gets hurt again, maybe it impacts him 20 to 25%. Maybe it's 30%. Maybe they're looking at him completely different after he would have a fourth hamstring injury. And so, and then there's also a level of, and I heard this being discussed fairly so this morning as well. If you're him and you're watching Aaron Gordon, and the strength and conditioning team is saying, yeah, you're able to play, and you can't make it through a game, and you're restraining your calf, and it's like, wait a second, like they're clearing him. He doesn't look anywhere close to himself. Like, and so again, just talking it all out loud, I don't necessarily think anyone's doing anything wrong here. I really don't. I think this is circumstance.
Yeah.
And there's different agendas from potentially different agendas from the team, from the organization, and from P-Watt and his future and his team and his new agency as he switched within this last year to Clutch Sports. So
what would you do, Z? Like, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but like, you've been an athlete, you know how it is. You've hurt yourself, you've pulled a hamstring, you chipped a nail. So,
well,
what would you do?
Well, obviously, I've never come ever close to being in a situation like that. But I would probably think about myself if I was that close to generational money. I've hurt the same body part 3 times in the same 3-month sequence, the organization did not extend me, right? They extended my teammate.
Exactly.
And rightfully so. I would have done the same thing with the information I had at the time that they extended him. I would probably not be in a massive rush to be coming back. I'd probably be looking out for number one. And by the way, the guy who drafted me and believed in me, in my vision, he's no longer here anyway. And so, again, a lot of this is speculation. I don't think anyone's doing anything wrong here. It just kind of is. But I will tell you, this will become more of a talking point, I think, even within the organization, within the locker room. If the Nuggets get out of this round and are extending the season at least another 2 weeks, it could really start to ramp
you start
up.
Asking the questions like, hey, can you play? Especially if AG cannot go. And AG is dealing with a soft tissue injury, which is not going to just disappear, guys. It's going to be there. It's lingering. And so you're hoping that at some point you do get Payton Watson back to mix in with Spencer Jones and, the guys that are already on the team doing their part. So it's going to be a lot. There could be a lot of drama moving forward, man.
We'll see. We'll see about that. I hope not. Hopefully this thing has an organic resolution. But we went from, and by the way, again, it was like he's a coin flip for game one. And I told you guys I wasn't expecting to see him for the entire first round, and I'm not expecting to see him in the postseason. And so far, that is tracking. So, okay. Let's continue to meet the Denver Broncos draft picks. We'll do that. And also, what did you make of how David Adelman handled himself in the postgame press conference last night after avoiding elimination? We'll get to all of that as we're on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Season on the line. Denver answered. The Nuggets unleashed a dominant blowout on Minnesota, refusing to go home. With the defense locked in and the offense flowing, Ball Arena was rocking. Now it shifts north. Game 6, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thursday night in Minneapolis. Can Denver finish the fight and force a Game 7? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
What's up, cousin?
I want a new phone. Have you seen any good deals?
Everyone has free phones, but when I switched to T-Mobile, I got more value and so much more.
Like streaming included.
And travel benefits.
And the best part? The price of your talk, text, and data is guaranteed for 5 years.
Get more benefits and more value. At T-Mobile, families save and get a 5-year price guarantee. Switch now at T-Mobile.com. Qualifying plan requires price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. Secure your rate, Build your wealth and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis, and I'm here with Donnie, owner of the Fitness Gallery. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
You're ready to make fitness fit your schedule. Don't wait. Secure pre-tariff pricing today.
You never regret buying quality. Visit Colorado's largest fitness store, Fitness Gallery, and get started on your goals today.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
AutoNation knows that the joy of having a car is in the going. Off we go! And we make it easy for you to go. Now get a special cash bonus match on your favorite new vehicles. Your $1,000 down becomes $2,000. $2,000 becomes $4,000. Plus thousands of fuel-efficient vehicles are at AutoNation. $1,000 becomes $2,000. $2,000 becomes $4,000. So go to AutoNation now. Hurry! Offer ends April 30th. Store matches up to $2,000 based on customers' contributions. See store for complete details. Expires end of month.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hey, it's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Wildland Urban Interface is the new Colorado standard. It could affect your next siding, decking, roofing, or window project. 5280 Exteriors can help you identify your fire risk zone, stay compliant, and protect your home.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lemmy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, as we continue to learn who these new Denver Broncos are, kind of going through 2 picks a day, and, you know, I think when we do it this way, you kind of just give these guys each a little of their own moment in the sun, if you will.
As they should. They just got drafted. This is their first time being a Denver Bronco. We got to get to know them anyway because one of these guys is going to have to play significant amount of snaps. Whether they like it or not, something's going to happen throughout the season. Somebody is going to go down, or maybe somebody emerges like a running back, and they're getting more opportunities.
All right. I'm curious who you think is going to get the most snaps. I'll ask you that question here in just a couple minutes. But first, yesterday we talked about Tyler Onyedum, the defensive tackle out of Texas A&M, as well as Jonah Coleman, the running back from Washington. Today we shift gears and turn our attention to the 111th overall pick in the 4th round. It's Cage Casey, offensive lineman, Boise State. He's a big boy, man, nearly 6'6", 310 pounds. His redshirt freshman season, he was second team All-Mountain West. His redshirt sophomore season, he was first team All-Mountain West, and then repeated that again as a redshirt junior, first team All-Mountain West before jumping to the National Football League. This is someone who could have, honestly, Phil, transferred to the highest level of college football, probably got a sweet NIL deal from someone in the SEC, Big Ten, etc., coming out of the Mountain West, chooses to go to the National Football League.
Yeah, and he also, we're talking about Cage Casey. He also helped Ashton Genty, who was a top draft pick last year, running back that went to the Raiders, have him have a successful year and honestly almost beat Barry Sanders' record. So when you're talking about that, you're talking about a offensive lineman, a left tackle specifically, that's really, really good. Gets downhill, latches on to the defensive tackle or the linebackers, gets to the second level when you need him to. He can pull if you're asking him to do that, right? Because he has that athletic ability so that he can move around. Also, he's smart. He's able to see these blitzes coming. When I'm watching film on him, I like him. And actually, I love that the Denver Broncos picked him up. He might be my favorite guy that they did pick up.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason for that is, one, he's the future. You're looking at him not for now. You have Garrett Bowles for that. You're looking at him for 2 years from now. What does he look like? He gets to marinate and learn from a veteran offensive line, not just Garrett Bowles, but Ben Powers, McGlinchey, Quinn Miners, like some great dudes to learn from. And then as time goes on, you'll be ready for that. You'll be a pro's pro, understand the game a little bit different. The game will slow down for you, and now you're just playing football. But also, like I said earlier, it's the athletic ability that I love. That's what GB had, and that's why I love GB so much. Other than him being a really good person, as a player, man.
Mechanic.
You know, he just, yeah, for real, mechanic right now. He just found ways to make sure that he sprung me for big-time runs, whether it's a hold or he's doing it the right way. He's springing me for a big-time run. And so Cage Casey can do that, man, at some point in his career.
Well, I like the fact that he will have sort of like a red shirt setup, right? There's a reason Cage Casey wasn't a first-round pick, second-round pick, third-round pick. Like, he's going to need some development. And, boy, is he in the perfect situation for that, to learn under, whether you're talking about McGlinchey on the right side, Bowles on the left side. He can kick inside and play guard. At his pro day, he was purposefully taking snaps at the center position.
He can do it all.
So there's some versatility here as a new offensive lineman here in Denver. But 41 starts at left tackle. You know, I think this is naturally, while he is versatile, I think most naturally he wants to play left tackle, and that's his experience. And I do wonder if beyond Garrett Bowles, who inside of the next month is going to turn 34 years old, you start getting into your mid-30s as someone whose game is predicated on athleticism.
Yeah, you start to slow down a little bit.
Sure, and I'm not writing his eulogy. Maybe he's here for another 3 years. I don't know. You know, he's playing pretty good. But you do need to not just fortify the offensive line, you need to have an eye towards the future as well. And they got younger with this pick, and I think it's for right now a good depth piece. Long term could be a real succession plan.
And this is where you have to trust George and Sean.
Totally.
George and Sean have done a great job of securing the trenches, all right, when it comes to the offensive, defensive line, bringing in guys, but also developing them. Palczewski gets paid this year because of what he has done and how he has developed. All right, you have Luke Wattenberg that gets a big-time contract at the center position, and that's a draft pick, and you said in the 5th round.
Yeah, it was a late-round pick,
that George was able to find. You have Quinn Miners, that was a D3 prospect, right? D3 guy that got paid a lot of money, and he's really good at his position. So, this is where you have to trust George and Sean and what they're doing. And if they draft a lineman in the late rounds like they just did with Cage Casey, they have a vision for him. And it's not now. It's in a little while from here. 2 years, 3 years from now, when he's truly ready to play and he's matured and his body has hardened up to the NFL standards and the NFL level. That's when you're going to see out of it. So I can't wait to see what this man looks like in a couple years.
All right, there's no pressure on him. Doesn't have to play right away.
Lovely.
And honestly, you fast forward 3 years from now, left tackle could be Cage Casey, right tackle could be Alex Palczewski.
Ooh-wee.
It could look like that. All right, and then we move on to the 5th round with the 152nd overall selection, tight end out of North Carolina State, Justin Joe Lee. All right, 6'3.5", 240 pounds. He's a athletic receiving or quote-unquote move tight end, not just a blocker. He was first-team All-ACC while playing for the Wolfpack. I'll read you a quick little blurb here from Lance Zierlein from NFL.com, who's been doing this for a couple decades. He says, undersized pass catcher with the ability to expand the route tree and challenge man coverage around the field. Joe Lee still needs to polish his route running, but he's got the footwork and athletic traits to uncover. He doesn't catch with much hand extension and fights throws on occasion, but he makes up for it with impressive body control and tough catches. His effort and strain as a blocker need to improve, but he's got the ability to contribute as a movable F tight end, end quote. What do you make of this pick, Phil?
Jolie. Look, I like the pickup. He's a 5th-round draft pick for a reason. So, of course, he's developing. He's going to be an experimental tight end. You're not looking for him to start this year. Now, there could be a situation because he does have the speed. He does have the athletic ability, and maybe during camp he has a couple eye-opening moments where it's like we got to get him involved during the season with some packages. But he gets to learn under two different type of tight ends. Evan Ingram, who's more of the receiver tight end that everybody thought was going to be the Joker. Let's stop saying that. Let's just see if Evan Ingram could have a solid year this year. But he can stretch the football field out, and he does have athletic ability, especially in his younger age. Evan Ingram, that is. And then when he's not learning from Evan Ingram, he's learning from Adam Trotman. You can still learn a lot from Mr. Adam Trotman, who does a great job of pass blocking. So you get the best of both worlds. You get a tight end in Evan Ingram. You get a tight end in Adam Trotman that can help a young tight end out like Jolie. And at some point, just like Cage Casey, you're going to see this guy develop into maybe a second string or maybe even a starting tight end in this league. It just takes time. So this year was all about finding depth, finding players that can at some point grow into some really good NFL football players.
Yeah, there's no pressure on either of these guys.
How you like him, man?
You know, I like what I saw. You know, I went into a rabbit hole looking at Joe Lee's film earlier this morning, and good athlete, man. Moves real well. Obviously lacking some polish, as most guys are coming into the NFL, especially at that position. Like this position more than any other. And gosh, we've been talking about this for years and years. And I remember doing a deep dive because of Noah Fant. And the expectation for him coming in, which honestly was a pretty good rookie year, historically speaking, for that position. And then just looking at some of the great tight ends that have ever played, none of them started fast. Like none of them. Not Tony Gonzalez, not Dallas Clark, not Jason Witt. Like all of them took some time to just sort of incubate. And so there's a lot to it. You got like when you play tight end, like you got to know the run game, you got to know the pass game. Like so, I'm not expecting much from Justin Jolie, but Phyllis in terms of his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the investment. And if you hit on a guy like this, like free agent tight ends, and you learn through it with the Ingram experience, they're just quality defensive linemen, offensive linemen, quality tight ends. Like you just don't find those guys.
They're hard to find. You got to develop
free agency.
Them.
You do.
You got to find a way to raise them, grow them up the right way, and hopefully they pan out. They stick with the game plan. They stick with the process, and things work out for you. And they will have a vision for all these players that they've drafted. And I'm talking about Sean and George. There's a 3-year vision at least for these players, just like there's a vision for Bo Nix and what he's going to look like in year 3. So they have to trust the process. I mean, the players, the coaching staff, and time will tell. Time will tell. Time always tells.
All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! Let's go. You see that one? That had a little bit more bass in my voice on that one. I'm ready. I'm ready, Coach. Put me in.
Oh, man.
AG's not ready to play. Spencer Jones may not be ready to play. Put me in, Coach. I'll do it.
You think we see AG in Game 6?
Man, did you see the video of AG? And I know you were at the game, so I don't know if you did. So AG was, my guessing is he was prepping, and maybe he worked out before, and he was walking in the tunnel while the players were gathered around. You know how Jokic likes to mess around, and they like to mess around before they go out?
Sure.
And he had a bag of ice on his calf, and he was kind of limping around, which when you have ice, you're tight, you're limping around. So with that being said, and I'm not no doctor, I'm going to leave that to you, Z. I don't think we're going to see AG this next game, man. I don't know. It's a soft tissue injury. And if he re-injures it, he is done for not just the series, but probably the rest of the time.
Yeah, well, oh, man.
So I just like it to be cautious. You didn't play him yesterday, and your back's against the wall and you lose, you go home. I don't think they're going to play him now because I think it's more severe than people think.
Well,
he played on it, Z, and he didn't do it. At some point he had to sit down.
It was actually going back to Game 4 where he did play.
Yeah.
He had that block on Anthony Edwards where he went upstairs for it. That was the only time that I saw him truly trust his body and just really go up for it. Maybe something happened on that play that was the setback, but he was a complete shell of himself. If it were me, and I'm advising AG, like from a Nuggets perspective, like if I'm David Adelman, man, I probably would just keep him out. I'd probably just keep him out. Like, and you have to try to go win 2 games without him in the hope that he's healthy for a second round. You're not promised a second round. You're really not. Would you have a better chance to beat Minnesota in Game 6 with him? For sure. But you almost have no chance to beat San Antonio without him. And I think you go with the calculated risk. And there's no science to this. But
the risk worked, right? Let's just say that they were being cautious and keeping AG out for the game yesterday. They had to bank on Spencer Jones. And Spencer Jones, answered the bell. He was ready to go. 20 points. All right, was efficient when he was shooting the ball. He played really good defense with the 3 steals. He was rebounding. He was doing everything and more that you want from a young rookie player that was on a 2-way contract.
Crazy. Like who would have thought that? And this is part of the reason why I just love sports. Who would have thought Spencer Jones, a 2-way player, going for 20 points in an elimination game to keep the Nuggets season alive? This is a guy who, as recent as a month or so ago, was updating his LinkedIn page to stay active in the professional workforce scene.
Well, Spencer Jones, he does sound like a doctor. I wonder if he's going to be a doctor when he's done.
Well, the guy went to Stanford.
Yeah.
And the guy made more threes than anyone in the history of Stanford basketball. I was talking with someone on the player development side 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said, did you guys ever consider trying to change his shot? And he said, we talked about it. But ultimately, between and there's only a few of those guys, those player development guys, that if you ever went to a game early, they're on the court with the guys, working them out beforehand, and they have a big role in practices and all that. He said, this guy said, we talked about it as a group, but we said that if he had a normal-looking shot with the same percentage, we wouldn't consider even tinkering or tweaking. He said, so why would we do it?
That's interesting.
He goes, the percentage is there. And so we just ultimately decided against it, and we were the ones that had to adjust. Not us adjusting his shot because it looks psychotic, and it does. I mean, seriously, it's one of the crazier-looking shots that I've ever seen in the NBA.
Is it worse than Shawn Marion's?
Shawn Marion's was crazy.
That was crazy. It was like the kangaroo.
Yeah, it was like a little alligator kangaroo arm in front. Hedo Turkoglu used to have one that came across his face. He would bring the ball across his face on the way up. Super unusual. Kenyon Martin had a really bizarre-looking shot as well. Gobert's shot looks nuts.
My man doesn't score a lot of points.
No, he doesn't. But anyway, Spencer Jones, who could have seen this coming? And AG's down, and he steps up. And man,
you don't win without Spencer Jones last night.
No,
you don't win.
No. Here was Spencer Jones talking about staying ready for the moment.
It's not new, it's something that's kind of, happened throughout the season, guys going down and then me getting an opportunity to start and everything like that. So, a lot of it is just not treated any differently. I'll get a I'll get maybe more minutes and everything like that, but the role is still the same, the duties are still the same. I just got to do it for more time out there on the floor, and so I think about it pretty simply.
And one more from Spencer Jones talking about why he prefers playoff basketball.
I was kind of excited to play in the playoffs because it feeds more to my game, less ticky-tack fouls, I can be more aggressive. I mean, you saw that with me and Randall battling all night and everything like that. They let go a lot more physicality, and so I love that aspect. That's why I really wanted to play in the playoffs, to get the refs off my back just a little bit.
And this has been an issue for Spencer Jones throughout the season. If you are one of these folks like us who are, watch all these regular season games, he gets in foul trouble a lot.
He does.
It comes from a place of maximum effort, like scratching and clawing for a role on an NBA team, and the referee's not knowing who the hell he is.
And we have to understand he was auditioning this whole year.
Totally.
Right? He got the opportunity early. I want to say the second game of the year. And for him, it's like, this is my opportunity now. I'm on a 2-way contract. Like, I can have 2 good games, but if I have 3 bad ones, I am done. They're going to send me back down. So I get you. I would be out there fouling too. I'd kick somebody in the nuts, throat chop him, do what I got to do to stay around.
Well, he's doing all that and more. 7 of 9 from the field. He goes 4 of 5 from 3. And with 3 blocks, by the way, and 3 steals. I mean, goodness gracious. Used 5 fouls. You got 6, right? Used 5 of them.
Use them.
When he was on the floor last night, the Nuggets won by 13 points. So he was a massive part of last night, as was Cam Johnson. What an interesting year for Cam Johnson. I mean, very disjointed, never really got going the first couple months of the year.
When you say chaotic, would you when you think of Cam Johnson, what do you think of? Chaotic?
I'm not going to say chaotic.
Okay.
Because he's not a chaotic personality. I think the year with Russell Westbrook a year ago was kind of chaotic.
Watch it now.
But Cam is extremely professional. Extremely steady the way that he carries himself and handles himself. He was pissing off the fan base because he wasn't making shots through the first half of the year. And it was a big-time learning curve and playing alongside Jokic in a new situation and championship expectations and all this stuff. He finally settled in as the season went down, dealt with some injury stuff as well. But I thought last night for Cam Johnson, it was a moment. It was a moment for him in Denver. And maybe it'll be fleeting, and maybe the series will be over in Game 6 and the season will end. But if it doesn't, Cam Johnson will likely be a big reason why it doesn't. For him to go for 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, not 1, not 2, but 3 steals. Phil, I mean, it was the most impactful game I think he's had as a Denver Nugget, and he was leading the charge. At the start of the game, you could argue that it was Cam Johnson that was drawing first blood, and he goes 8 for 13, but 2 for 7 from 3. That means he was perfect from 2-point range, and I'll tell you, the loudest pop of the night was in the second half when Cam Johnson was bringing the ball down the court in transition, and no one stopped the ball. And coaches will tell you, you stop the ball. It doesn't matter who you're guarding. You have to stop the ball. No one stopped the ball. He never pulled up, and he goes and throws down that right-handed dunk, and that place turned inside out.
It's about finishing. It's about attacking the rim, and that's something that Cam Johnson, at least last night, did a great job of getting after. If your three-point shot's not on, who cares? Find other ways to score points. Find other ways to help your team out. You had the 6 rebounds. You played really good defense, too, with the 3 steals. So all around, like I like what you say, all around this was Cam Johnson's best game, and he needed it. He needed it for his confidence because he's a confidence guy. He thinks a lot, as we already know. So when he's able to do this, he validates himself like, okay, I can do this. But also now you're taking pressure off of Jamal Murray and Jokic. Spencer Jones is doing the exact same thing, taking pressure off of Jamal Murray and Jokic, and now the Timberwolves have to worry about other people than just those 2. So Cam Johnson needs to keep this up, and I think he will. I think he's starting to get into his rhythm again. He's a rhythm guy, just like a lot of these basketball players. Just like ZB over there, he's all about rhythm. Although he doesn't have rhythm, I don't know how it works out, but I hopefully Cam Johnson can keep rolling on, man.
I think he will. I thought last night was a big moment for him. Of anyone that played for the Denver Nuggets last night, no one had a better plus-minus than Cam Johnson. When Cam Johnson was on the floor, this is a game you won by 12 points, right? When Cam Johnson was on the floor, the Denver Nuggets won his minutes by 24 points. Double the actual margin of victory for the Nuggets. So, okay, he was huge. Hopefully he builds off of that. McDaniels, man, was public enemy number one last night.
How was that in the building with him, man?
Oh, my gosh. Even when he was out for warm-ups, he was getting chirped by the select fans that were there at that time. And then when he got introduced, it was crazy. Every time he touched the ball, it was crazy. But I'll tell you, man, like if I'm just being real, if you had an opportunity to add a guy like Jaden McDaniels to your team, I'm talking about the profile of a guy like that, not him specifically. Like you want a guy like that on your team.
I want him.
Like there is, man, who he is defensively, he is capable offensively, and he just plays with I really don't give a you-know-what about you or any of these people. Like you are getting the best version, the most intense version of me every moment that I'm out here.
He's so confident.
There's something to respect about that. There's something to respect about that.
Well, the fans didn't like him.
Well, and they're not supposed to like him. He doesn't want them to like him. This is part of the theater of this series, and he talked about it after the game.
Yeah, I love this environment. Everyone hate me. All the hate's coming towards me. I love it. I mean, I don't care. I feed into it. Like I said earlier, it just brings the best out of me, and we just end up losing today, but we're gonna win the next one.
We're gonna win the next one.
This is all about entertainment. Like we need bad guys or villains like this, right? Like that
makes it fun.
It does make it fun. This is why you go to the games. This is why you boo. And Z, there was another villain out there at the beginning of all this.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That was on our team.
Yes.
What in the world was happening?
Oh my gosh, man. At the start of the game when they said David Adelman's name in the introductions, there was a smattering of boos. There was.
Wow.
And almost like not like the whole arena was like boo, but it was almost like you're at a Bronco game and the Packers get score a touchdown and you hear this like little pop that like, wait, it's like 30% of the people here Packers fans?
Yeah.
Or like Steelers or whatever, you know? And that's what it was kind of like. It was like, whoa, wait. Oh, those are boos. Like there is some boos here going Adelman's way. So it goes to show you the frustration of the fan base, right? It's not all peaches and cream all the time. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, one, the backdrop of this entire conversation, you know, I didn't like the hire of it. I still don't think that he was the best choice. I don't think they did a search, you know, all that stuff. It just kind of is what it is. It's okay. I'll be open and receptive to new information, you know, should it come my way.
He can shut all of us up by going out there and winning a championship.
But I don't think Adelman has done himself favors in these press conferences after these games. You know, when you see a team that's not competing and doesn't have, you know, not showing the requisite heart, and you're down 3-1 in this series you're heavily favored in, and all this stuff, and you're talking about how you love the way that they competed, and your words are actually at odds with the words of guys like Jamal Murray and Christian Brown, who are like, we need to fight more. We need to have more determination.
Not on the same page.
It's just not on the same page. And I think that was bothersome to the fan base. But also, I got to be real, too. Like, Adelman, like last night after the game, I did not think he handled himself well.
I didn't like what he said, Zach, to be honest with you. I know we got the audio, so I can't wait to play it. I was shocked that David Adelman went up there and he kind of responded that way, like he was really short and had an attitude.
Very much so.
Dude, you just won a game. All right, you're snippety with the press. You have to win another one in Minnesota. If you don't win that one, you guys go home, and yet you're treating the media like this.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Okay, so the first question of the press conference was from Brendan Vogt of DNVR, and it sounded a little something like this.
Coach, that's your best offensive showing of the series so far.
Offense doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've never said that. Did you get the level of physicality you were looking for on offense tonight?
It was better in the first 4 games.
And that was how he started the press conference. Now let me just bring you behind the scenes a little bit. I know some people know this just in general. So one, I've known Brendan Vogt for years. Okay, call it, I don't know, 8 years, something like that, 7-8 years. And he works for DNVR. That is, they are openly fans that cover the team. If David Adelman thinks that someone like Brendan Vogt is trying to cause trouble, he's nuts. That's the opposite of what someone like him is looking for. He's looking for a response. And
he's asking tough questions too. That's his job.
And it's not that tough. No. I got to be honest with you.
But it feels like it's tough because these coaches, you never know what you're going to get out of them. You got Sean Payton that will go at you too when he feels like you're saying the wrong thing. You got, I guess, DA sitting here that's going to go at somebody because he doesn't like how they said it.
Well, here's a difference. Is that Sean Payton has come in here and completely turned around the Denver Broncos after the longest stretch of futility in the history of the organization.
This is true.
Sean Payton just went 14-3 and coached the team to the AFC Championship game. David Adelman inherited the greatest player in the history of the franchise in a championship window and had to stave off elimination in Game 5 of the first round. So, yeah. So, like, if there was questions about the compete level and, like, whatever, like, I think that Adelman could handle himself better. And he was very, very, like, defiant and has been for a couple games here, a few games. And I just don't think he's helping himself. I don't.
Well, that was childish that he did it that way, right? Like, very short, to the point. Offense doesn't matter. Well, we didn't ask about that.
But who said that? Also,
I don't know.
like,
I really don't know.
Because he said this after Game 4. He goes, I just think it's hilarious that the narrative is that offense doesn't matter. Who respectable that is covering this team is saying any version of offense doesn't matter? Phil, genuinely, I have no idea what he's talking about.
You know what? And maybe at some point we should have Jake on, because I asked Jake this question. He was in here earlier, and I wish we could have him on because he'd be able to explain it better, and it made sense. But we've been going at the Denver Nuggets and talking about they need grit, they need toughness, they need more fight. And what David Adelman has been sitting here saying this whole time is they have missed shots. They need to make shots. They need to make these shots. And so I think at times he's thinking, well, okay, so you guys don't believe that we need to make shots, and it's all about being tough. That's all you guys care about. And maybe that's where he's getting in his head that all we care about is toughness and we don't care about offense anymore. And that's not the case.
Definitely
we know
not.
Offense matters.
Yes.
That's you guys' if any kind of identity that you guys have, it's going to be offensively because of what you guys did this year.
Definitely.
But we want more. And yes, David Adelman, defense matters too. You got to play defense. If you don't play defense, you don't win games. So everything matters.
Well, it's interesting. We'll just continue to follow it. Again, they won. That's great. Yeah. They had to win. I couldn't believe, I'm sending out this, tweet before the game as I'm capturing the fire come out of the things. And, I'm like, hey, and I'm like crafting the tweet. And I'm like, must win Game 5. Like, what a sentence. Damn. Like, what a sentence. But it is what it is. This is the situation that exists. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You have to win 2 of the next 2. You got to win 3 straight. When you're down 3-1, that's what has to happen. And so here you are. The series has flipped from an odds standpoint. The Nuggets are once again the favorite to win the series. I'll ask you, does it feel, because this question's being asked, and it's low-hanging fruit, it's right there, but I was listening to a few podcasts this morning that are national podcasts, all right, like Zach Lowe and et cetera. Mm-hmm. And the question was, even if they come back and win the series, will it feel hollow? Now, ultimately, there's another series waiting for you. And so you win enough, you'll win everyone over, everyone. But for where we sit right now, we don't know the future. Does last night feel hollow for you? Like, how do you view the current dynamic here?
You know what, Z? I don't know how to feel. And so if I don't know how to feel, I'm going to say hollow. Because, yes, the Denver Nuggets did win. And it was good to see more fight. And it was good to see people like Spencer Jones and Cam Johnson come along and help contribute to this. And it was good to see Jokic do his part and have a triple-double, a 27-point triple-double. It was good to see that. But also, when you're looking out on the other side, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they don't have any more offense. You have Ant-Man that's out because of a bone bruise and a hyperextension. You got Dante DiVincenzo that's out because he blew his Achilles. All right, 2 guys that were doing some big time stuff in this series. Now those 2 weapons are gone offensively. You should win. And so when I look at this matchup, it's like everybody's like, "Yay! Like we have a chance now." The reason why we feel that way is because the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're injured, right? The Minnesota Timberwolves, they're limping around. And we still have a lot of our guys intact. I know we don't have AG, but you still have where everybody is saying the greatest player to play the game in Jokic, and you have Jamal Murray playing really, really good right now. You have those 2. You should be able to beat the Wolves, Z. In that case, for me, it's like I don't know how to feel because I know as a player that if I'm in this locker room and we're going up against a team that's really, really good, I don't care if we come out and we lose the game. as long as all of us are fighting at the same time and we're in there trying to whoop ass. But if we're getting punked and then all of a sudden their guys leave and then now it's like, okay, let's go because they're weaker now, that to me is a bully move. It's a punk move, and that's how I feel at times with the Nuggets right now. It's like when they were punking you, you weren't ready for it, and you guys bent over and you took it. Now that there's some guys that are missing, some key guys that are missing, now you want to be Mr. Big and Bad? Now you want to take over? I don't like that. I just think that's a punk move, and it's like, what are you going to do against the Spurs when they have all their guys and they're really good defensively?
Well, hopefully they get that opportunity.
Oh, and hopefully they do. What are you going to do against the Thunder, which, by the way, you haven't been able to beat yet in the regular season? So it's like, to me, it's like, are you a front-running team right now when it comes to being tough? And now that these guys are sitting down and they're hurt, now you want to sit there and say that you're big and bad and you can punk them. I just don't like it, Z.
So some of the bravado stuff that we saw yesterday, Christian Brown pointing at Jaden McDaniels.
I just think it's like, now you're doing this?
Jamal Murray barking at Bones Highland.
You know, you got Brucey B talking about we need to step on their neck. Where was that 2 games ago? Why are you stepping on their neck now because they're down and out? That's like when I was younger, Z, and I tell the story, and I told it earlier, when my brother was getting bullied by an older guy, and I found out about it, and I walked over there and I whooped the guy's ass because he wasn't going to mess with my brother. But when I left for a couple weeks, okay, he was doing the exact same thing because he knew I wasn't around. That's how it feels with the Nuggets right now. You know Ant-Man's not coming back. You know DiVincenzo's not coming back, and so now you want to pick on him again. That's just how I feel, Z. It's just not a good feeling, man.
Well, I'm not going to give you one. I'm not going to tell you how to feel.
But help me out
here. Because you're making a lot of sense. Whether people want to hear it or not, I'll say this from where I'm at currently. Okay, the season is still alive. You control your own destiny through the series. If you match up with San Antonio and you knock off the Spurs, you knock off the 2 seed. I don't think we'll be looking back of games 2 and 3 of the first round. So you still, not only you control your own destiny, you control the almost like thought process for someone like you, where like, I don't believe you. Well, they still have an opportunity to flip someone like yourself. I will, and I'm going to say the same sort of phrase that I used when talking about the Colorado Rockies to start the year. I will pick up the option of being optimistic. I'll pick up the option of being hopeful. I've seen this team win a championship with this core, all right? I've seen them come back 3-1 multiple times. I'm seeing a revived spirit. Maybe it's short term. Maybe it's literally for a game, and the season will end on Thursday night. That could absolutely happen. But until I see them in the grave, until I see them with the dirt piled on top of them with their headstone, I'm going to continue to
and that's fair.
Believe that all things are possible here. And so, but you got to go do it. Because here's the bottom line. If you don't do it, just like if you're in the second round beating the Spurs, we're not going to be thinking of games 2 and 3. If you don't do it, we're not going to be thinking of game 5, right? We're not going to be thinking of last night. It will be mostly a disaster if they can't get out of the first round and you have multiple games without Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. Because those losses, I think it's very fair to say, losing like your franchise player, as high in regard as we hold Aaron Gordon, that loss is more meaningful. And so, okay, we'll move forward. We'll continue to talk about all the dynamics involved in this series because it is interesting on a handful of levels. Okay, the other tenant of Ball Arena, the updated odds for the Conn Smythe Trophy, I think tell you a few things. We'll talk about that also. If Nathan McKinnon was looking for some extra motivation, his own peers just gave it to him today. Details next.
The Colorado Avalanche didn't just win their series, they dominated it, sweeping the Los Angeles Kings and earning something just as valuable, rest. While the rest of the West battle it out, Colorado gets time to reset, recover, and get even sharper. Now they wait on the winner between the Minnesota Wild and Dallas Stars as they wait for round 2 on the road to the Stanley Cup. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. If you're looking for the ultimate place to post up for a big game, Make it the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. This is your headquarters for every upset, every buzzer beater, every goal, all right? All the games are on at the Basketball Social House. Guys, the place is unreal. Award-winning food and drinks, a brunch that you have to try. And it's not just another sports bar. This is the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one like it in the world, and it's right here in Centennial. And listen, you don't have to be a hooper to love it. It's the vibe, the energy, the menu. It's all next level. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a court, lounge seating, music, TVs, the whole deal. Guys, it's perfect for watch parties, team hangouts, or just leveling up your night, all right? And they've got the best happy hour in Colorado every day from 7 p.m. till close. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial. Check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you're hearing it from me, use code HALFOFFHOOPS for half off your first-time private basketball suite rental. Guys, trust me, this place is a slam dunk.
Ben Franklin here to talk to you about water filtration. Unfiltered water in your home is no joke. Did you know tap water can shorten the life of your pipes and, even worse, be dangerous to your family's health? Our punctual plumbers can install a whole home system that filters water before it enters your pipes. Visit BenjaminFranklinPlumbing.com or call 877-BEN-1776 to request an appointment.
Go with the flow, the local pros call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040. Really proud of this case that we just settled. There was a young man very seriously injured. In fact, I had to go to the hospital and meet with him and his family. And we checked with the insurance companies while I was at the hospital, and they claimed no insurance coverage on either side. And on top of that, he had no medical insurance. So he was going to be facing about $400,000 in medical bills. And I said to the family, I said, I cannot make you any promises, but I know no other lawyer is going to touch this case because the insurance companies say they won't pay, but I want to try. Let me at least try. And I put my team at 303 Law 4040 on it, and they found $75,000 in insurance coverage that the insurance companies did not want to pay. So not only did we get them $75,000, but we also found a way to get them on Medicaid. So the $400,000 in bills was covered by medical insurance as well. We were proud. We fought for them. We'll fight just as hard for you if you ever need us. The number is 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need us. It's 303 Law 4040.
Cecil Lammy here for my friends at SodaDietNutrition.com. Now, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds because of soda, and I'm never going back. I've never gained the weight back. I never will, because SodaDietNutrition.com, they taught me how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. It's simply magnificent. I want you to call them up, 866-800-SODA, where you can join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Soda weight loss is now SodaDietNutrition.com, and you've got to have these guys on your side, because the weight loss journey, it can be tough. There can be struggles. Having a real nutritionist there available via text to help you out with any sort of questions, concerns, sometimes just straight up encouragement. It's SodaDietNutrition.com, and there's no mystery pills, mystery injections, any mystery chemicals you're putting in your body. You're doing it the right way. Learn how. Join the program. SodaDietNutrition.com, 866-800-SODA, because SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
The biggest savings of the year from the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro, Groove Toyota. Limited time during the Over and Above sales event. Over 300 Toyota Tacomas. Only $329 a month lease. Visit GrooveToyota.com. Find your groove with $329 Tacomas at GrooveToyota.com. Start here, go anywhere.
Closed end lease for 36 months with $35.99 to its signing. Zero security deposit on approved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details. Offer expires 5/4/26.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4. I love that we're getting farther and farther into the April calendar. And you look outside at 5:30 and it's still beautiful. It was beautiful.
I love it.
Beautiful. All right. I want to talk about the current Conn Smythe odds. But before we do that, man, oh man, I said going into the last break, if Nathan MacKinnon was looking for some extra motivation, his own peers have given it to him. And I'm being serious about this. And I don't know exactly how Nate would internalize the news that we got today, but
probably punching the air, maybe punching a wall. Maybe he has a punching bag in his house. He just kicks something.
Well, today the NHL announced the 3 finalists for the Ted Lindsay Award. So the Ted Lindsay Award is given to the NHL's top player as voted on by the other players. The Hart Trophy is that like more official league MVP, but that's voted on by the media. So the 3 finalists come out, and you see that they're Macklin Celebrini of the Sharks, and all these guys are great, okay? Nikita Kucherov of the Lightning and Connor McDavid of the Oilers.
All of them deserve to be there. But so does Nate, though.
But if there's going to be only 3 finalists, Nathan MacKinnon, the leading goal scorer in the NHL, for the top team in the NHL, who had the most 5-on-5 points since Jaromir Jagr, when Bill Clinton was in office, he needs to be among the 3 finalists.
Why wouldn't he not be? That's the question right here. Like, how the hell do you leave Nate Dogg out of it? After everything you just listed. Even as a player, you're watching these games. You know what Nathan MacKinnon's doing. It's not like Nathan MacKinnon's new either. This is something he does all the time. So you think you would give him the benefit of the doubt, have that much respect for a great player who's going to be a Hall of Famer if he's not already.
Oh, he's a Hall of Famer right now.
Okay,
yeah.
And so, like, why is he not with the top 3? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And it comes off, if you're a player, like you're hating. Be honest. It's like the NFL's top 100, and you had an issue with it, right? Where what was it with Josh Allen that really, made you mad?
Well, in addition to the top 100, they asked him questions like who's the most underrated, who's the most overrated, and Allen was voted on by the players as the most overrated. And then then he went out and won the MVP.
It's like, come on, guys. Like I know you may not like Josh Allen, but the dude's a bad boy. And he helps win a lot of games, and that's why he won the MVP. So this is the same. You got Nate Dogg, he has already won a Hart Trophy.
Yep.
He has all the accolades, and yet you don't have him in here.
And it's crazy because he's won the Ted Lindsay Award.
Yeah.
And so to not be one of the 3 finalists, there has to be you would like to think there's no more room for motivation when you're trying to win a Stanley Cup. And maybe that's true. But if there was 1% left of space, of bandwidth for someone like MacKinnon to be motivated by this, I mean, MacKinnon is kind of a psycho. So, like, if he doesn't have the room, I think he'll, like, make some room. for this. Of like, really? Like, you guys who have to play against me? Like, what?
Like training day.
You don't think
I'm putting cases on all you? You're gonna do this to me?
Like, no, I like that. But this is no. Come on. Like, whether he won the award or not is secondary. But not being one of the three finalists, you have 19-year-old Celebrini, and who's great. Who's great.
For sure.
Great. Like almost single-handedly kept the Sharks in playoff contention. But I'm sorry, the leading goal scorer in the NHL for the NHL's top team by a wide margin, who had the most 5-on-5 points since Jaromir Jagr 25 years ago, is not one of the finalists? That's insane to me. That's insane.
Well, the only thing I could think of is the player saying, look, Nathan MacKinnon has all the help he can want and need. He has Netches that had 100 points this year. He has Kell, who's going to be a Hall of Famer. All right, you have the depth. It's not just the top line. You're not top heavy. You got all the depth in the world. And I think maybe that's what they're taking into consideration when it comes to Nathan MacKinnon not being on this list. Crazy.
Yeah, maybe that is it. There's also, I have one other theory. It's a bit of a conspiracy theory as we try to make sense of something that shouldn't make any sense at all. Is that approximately 40% of the players in the NHL are Canadian. And Nathan MacKinnon was one of the faces of Team Canada for an Olympics that happened this year. And my man did have a wide open net in the third period that he could not convert on, and they lost.
Don't tell them that. You're going to rip your head off like you ripped that teddy bear off at the end of the game.
If I'm like totally looking for a conspiracy theory, maybe it's, man, that Canadian team was loaded and you could have won it for us, and that broke a tie between MacKinnon and Nikita Kucherov, or probably Celebrini. I have no idea, but that's a snub. That's just a snub.
Come on.
Conn Smythe odds. Ironically, Nathan MacKinnon, number one most likely to win the Conn Smythe Trophy for the playoff most valuable player, not just in the Stanley Cup final, but the duration of the postseason. McKinnon's number one at 5-1. Frederik Andersen of the Hurricanes is 10-1. Cale Makar is 13-1. He's the third most likely, and Scott Wedgwood at 16-1 is the fourth most likely. That is pretty impactful because these odds makers, in some ways, it appears that they are just trying to protect themselves from an Avalanche player winning this award. So 3 of the top 4 by the odds, all being the Colorado Avalanche, speaks very highly, like almost indirectly, of where they have the Avalanche standing within the NHL right now.
So when it comes to the Avs, where do you rank if it was up for you to pick the Conn Smythe right now? How would your ranking go with the Avs players?
It's crazy because it's the reverse order that it currently is. The current Conn Smythe odds: McKinnon number 1, Cale number 2, and Wedgwood number 3 among the Avs players.
Yeah,
I would have it Wedgwood number 1, Makar number 2, and McKinnon number 3.
I like it. And honestly, Z, there's no pushback. I would have it too. Wedgie has to be number 1 for his performance and what he did throughout the first series. And he's only getting started now. Of course, you had the Wild or the Dallas Stars. You're gonna have to figure out who you're going to play against, and then you're going to have to stand on your head if you're Wedgwood. But then after that, it goes Cale, because Cale had those goals back-to-back, and he worked for those goals. It wasn't just the rebounds. Like, no, he actually had to work for them. Find ways to get around some of the defenders and have a great shot. Did it twice. And then, of course, Nate Dogg was able to get a goal during the power play, and then an empty netter. I would have him at number 3 right now.
All right. We'll see how it all shakes out. By the way, I got a text from our buddy Chad Andrus. Who said before the postseason started, Wedgwood right now 16-1. Before the playoffs started, Scott Wedgwood to win the Conn Smythe was 170-1. And now he's 16-1. Think about that. Even after the season he had, leading the league in save percentage, leading the league in goals against. That
did somebody put that one in?
I don't know, but I wish I could turn back the hands of time on that puppy. That is worth 170-1. Goodness gracious. All right, what did we learn today in Denver sports? That's how we'll finish up, coming up next.
Denver, a playoff city where the stakes are higher and the moments are bigger. As the Avalanche hit the ice and the Nuggets hit the court. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is your home for complete playoff coverage. Every game, every series, every critical call. Broken down by the voices you trust. We don't just follow the playoffs. We live them, so you never miss a thing. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
What is going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, then you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some money and time by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins for you. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their surface is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secret to the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and, of course, the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
The cost of living isn't just high, it's exhausting. If you've been leaning on credit cards lately just to cover the basics like groceries, gas, and utility bills, you're essentially paying a survival tax of 20% interest or more. Why keep handing your hard-earned paycheck to the big banks when you could keep it for your family? My friends at American Financing have a better way. They're helping homeowners tap into their equity to pay off high-interest debt with mortgage rates currently in the 5s. On average, American Financing is saving their customers $800 a month, nearly $10,000 a year back in your pocket. It's not just a loan, it's a total financial reset. It takes just 10 minutes to find out what you could save. No upfront fees and no obligation to talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. Here's the kicker. Start today and you could even delay 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, America's home for home loans. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Ductworks.
Ducks. Spring cleaning isn't just about what you can see, it's about what's hiding behind the scenes. Your ducks collect dust, allergens, debris all winter long. It's one of those places you just don't think about. Ductworks is Colorado's top-rated air duct cleaning company, trusted by thousands of 5-star reviews. They're recommended by more contractors than anyone else. Their complete ventilation cleaning package scrapes and vacuums every inch of your system, removing all the dirt debris that other companies leave behind. Less strain, better airflow, lower energy costs. They'll show you before and after photos so you can actually see the difference. And they clean every line. Nothing gets missed. Before your AC runs all season, make sure the air you're breathing is actually clean. Give them a call at 303-425-0985. That's 303-425-0985. Or visit them at ductworks.com.
303-425-0985.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is defense. DEFENSE. Text defense to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's defense to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Tuesday. What did we learn today in Denver sports? A friend of the show stopping by, Anilo Piro from DenverSports.com. AP, what up?
Gentlemen, how we doing? I'm rationalizing what we saw on the hardwood last night.
Where are you at? Go ahead and summarize your thoughts, because there's a very wide spectrum of ways that you could potentially feel about what you saw, what you didn't see in games 2, 3, and 4. Where are you at with the Nuggets?
Yeah, that was the game they were supposed to win. Like, I didn't think the Nuggets were going to go out sorry. I didn't think they were going to lose 4 in a row. I think you were expecting a big bounce-back performance from this Nuggets team. So, to a certain extent, it was expected. I mean, you and I were talking before the game. They were, double-digit point favorites. They were, barely underdogs to win the series even before last night's game. So, I think it was a much-needed win. I wonder how Minnesota's going to create shot opportunities moving forward. That was one of my biggest takeaways watching the Timberwolves last night when you remove Edwards and DiVincenzo from the equation. But I think it was a good win, a physical win, and the real game now is in Game 6, because if Minnesota's going to win this series, they do not want to come back here for Game 7.
No, it's all about Game 6. And Jade McDaniels already kind of calling his shot that they're going to win Game 6 in Minnesota on Thursday night. I'm curious, AP, your view of how David Adelman has handled himself in some of these post-game press conferences. There's been a bit of a disconnect between he and some of his own players on what they believe is a core reason that they were losing these games. Is it, just simply execution and shot making, or is it more grit, more determination, more fight? They've been on different pages with that. But last night, it sort of took a different turn that he kept everything so short, and there was that exchange with Brendan Vogt that sounded something like this.
Coach, that's your best offensive showing of the series so far.
Offense doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've never said that. Did you get the level of physicality you were looking for on offense tonight?
It was better in the first 4 games.
He was interesting. I don't know really how to classify it, but I do know, honestly, when I went back and watched it, it was kind of cringy. That's how it came across to me. How about you?
Yeah, it was very cringy. I think the word to describe it is petty to a certain extent, and I guess I understand that he's frustrated. We'll see what happens with him whenever their playoff run ends, but you'd have to think if they get eliminated in the first round, that's not good news, right? Just first-time head coach, best player in the world, all the offseason additions. I don't want to speculate too much, but he's got to be feeling the pressure of being down 3-1, and I just think it's uncalled for. I really do, and Brendan's a great guy. I've known him for a long time. I think he's asking the right questions, albeit the tough questions, but that's what we have to do in this media market. It's our job, and look, your team's down 3-1 because you can't make shots. I think that is true. You shot under 40% from the field in games 3 and games 4. That's a fact. But also, you looked like you got bulldozed by the opposing team.
Totally.
It looked like Jaden McDaniels came in here and took your lunch and bullied you out of the building. So I see it both ways, but it reeks of pettiness from David Allen.
Well, do you think he feels some type of way, too? I mean, ZB, you were in the building, but ZB was telling us that the fans were actually booing him at the start of the game. Like, do you think that he's feeling that type of way, and maybe that's why he goes into the press conference mad and angry? Also, with the fourth quarter looking like it did, where you had the Wolves coming back and you end up losing by 12. Like, there's a lot going on.
I think the Boo Birds are one of many things, right? It's that coupled with you've underperformed in the series, coupled with you have the pressure of Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo being out and just not maybe feeling like you should be in this situation. So I think it's a lot of different things that I don't even think it's really boiled over. I think it's just some natural, raw emotion from a human being that's being displayed at the podium there. But it's just unprofessional, I think, is a way that you could label it as well, and just not needed, especially you and I were talking in one of your commercial breaks when Christian Brown and Jamal Murray are essentially saying the other thing about we've got to be more physical. I was in the scrum last night for Jonas Valanciunas. He echoed the same thing. We got to set hard screens. We got to do this. We got to do that. Obviously, making shots is part of it, but the Nuggets did not lose 3 and 4 just because they missed shots. There's a lot more to it.
Of course. And it's the defense that Minnesota was playing, and it's the type of shots that you're taking. I mean, it's not an accident that you scored 100 points or more in every single game that Jokic played this season, and then you failed to get to 100 points in back-to-back games. It's the position that they put you in, and then you miss the shots. But there was a sequence at a step before the ball did or didn't go into the basket. You bring up JV, Jonas Valanciunas has been really cut out of the series until last night, and he had a stretch early, and I think it was game 2 that was a disaster that led to
3 minutes of
it was 3 minutes, and it was a disaster.
Man.
It led to more minutes on the starters and all this stuff, and you end up running out of gas down the stretch. But last night, I thought that guy played a meaningful role in a win. And yes, there was no Ant-Man and DiVincenzo, but you had been getting bullied, and you asked him to step in. And I thought from a spirit standpoint, a toughness standpoint, he provided something that went beyond the box score.
Yeah, I'm with you. And look, Jonas Valanciunas' role with this team is kind of fluctuated throughout the course of the season. But I think what you saw last night is exactly what you want to see from him. And I think you guys were talking about it early in the show with respect to Spencer Jones and use those fouls, right? You get 6 of them.
Yes.
Like Jonas Valanciunas is probably the closest thing as you can get to an enforcer in the modern day NBA. Like the odds of him fouling out of a game are slim to none. So you might as well use that big body, use that physicality, try to set the tone as you saw last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
All right, man. It got fascinating last night. If it didn't go the Nuggets' way, it would have been fascinating for different reasons, for morbid reasons. But the season is still alive, all right? And I felt like a bit of the Undertaker gift last night to a certain degree.
No!
Of like, oh my gosh, he's awake. Jokic specifically. You know, that's what we're accustomed to seeing from Jokic against the Gobert matchup. 27 points, 12 rebounds, 16 assists, a chunky triple-double. And we'll see if they can restore order here and win these next 2 games and get out of the first round. I couldn't believe last night was an elimination game in Game 5. At home in the first round. Elimination game. Goodness gracious. They did survive it. All right, now we'll see if they can not only survive, but thrive. And we'll continue to talk about this tomorrow starting at 2 o'clock. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Season on the line. Denver answered. The Nuggets unleashed a dominant blowout on Minnesota, refusing to go home. With the defense locked in and the offense flowing, Ball Arena was rocking. Now it shifts north. Game 6, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thursday night in Minneapolis. Can Denver finish the fight and force a Game 7? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
All right, gentlemen, if you recently become the kind of man who falls asleep on the couch at 7 p.m., wakes up confused, and asks yourself, hey, is it Tuesday yet? You might be dealing with low T, and low testosterone causes low energy, bad sleep, weight gain, brain fog, and a bad sex drive. And well, nobody wants to have a bad sex drive. And a lot of guys out there chalk it up to they're just getting older. But guys, those are classic symptoms, like I said earlier, of low testosterone. And I'm here to tell you that my friends at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they're here to help you out. They use advanced medical strategies such as TRT, peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and even more so that you can get back to doing what you do best, having high energy, improve sleep, boost your workouts, sharpen your focus, and bring back that sex drive that everybody deserves to have. And your first visit is only $99. And this will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a TMPSA test, and if you start treatments on the day of your appointment, the visit is free. And guys, they've treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado, and they can treat you too, man. Most guys feel better within just a few weeks. Take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com or give them a call at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com like I said earlier. And guys, let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, did you hear about that multi-billion-dollar Roundup settlement?
Yeah, it impacts people who are exposed to weed killers at work or at home, even if you just used it in your own yard. Lawsuits claim it causes non-Hodgkin lymphoma, a blood cancer.
But we're not sick, so that doesn't affect us.
But it does. This cancer can take 10 to 15 years to show up.
That's a long time after exposure.
It is, and that's why the settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you get sick, even years from now, you could get $6,000 to $165,000 or more as part of this settlement.
So what's the catch?
If you stay in, you give up the right to sue them later.
Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 1-888-403-8201. If you or a loved one has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, even if they've passed, you must register for benefits.